Another thing that's really good, you can do this on bards, sorcerers, warlocks, artificers, druids, and wizard, sorcerer, artificer, warlock, druid, bard. Yeah, that's it. In the 12, there is a wand vendor. A wand vendor that sells a very special type of powerful wand. This item is called a Wand of Stoneskin. Stoneskin reduces the damage you take from physical attacks by 10. Now, the reason why that's good should be obvious. It reduces the requirement for healing, but in combination with my heal over time song, it basically means that my character is going to take very, very, very little direct damage. So I'm going to buy a few of these wands so I can never really worry about actually putting them on. So I'm going to be like using the wands whenever I feel like it. So I don't have to worry about like, oh, should I use the wand in this quest? Answer is yes. And I can always have Stoneskin active. Because it said Stoneskin is a very powerful effect that reduces the damage you take from each attack by 10. It only has 70 points on it, so it only reduces the damage you take by a total of 70. But still, every 7 hits is not a big deal to just go and re-wand up. The Transform Horizon Walker should be fun. Yeah. I saw some people talking about how you can still just easily get Arcane Archer in your Tempest Ranger, or in your Dark Hunter. And I'm like, yeah, it's easy if you're a racial completionist. If you're not a racial completionist, it is much harder to get those points. But if you're a racial completionist, yeah, man, just shove it in. I might as well start with some of the ones here in House P. So I'm just going to go get the Hireling that I forgot to buy again. And then I will get started. I don't necessarily need a Hireling, but it is just a cautious thing. And once I get to areas where I need Death Ward, I will start to sub in for Hirelings that have Death Ward. I think all of the offensive kill you favored souls don't have Death Ward, so I might have more than one Hireling at a time. We'll see. Death Ward is a fantastic spell because you might be wondering yourself, wait a minute, Strimtom, why do you have Death Ward? Don't you have a Belt of Death block? So this prevents all instant kill effects. So a monster cannot instant kill me, which is good. But while a monster may not be able to instant kill me, they can still hit you with negative damage and negative levels. So level drain effects are pretty common. They can come from like a white can hit you and drain your levels. Beholders can drain your levels with Enervation. A lot of monsters actually cast the spell Enervation to drain your levels. So by having Death Ward, it completely prevents that, which is good. Could you double it up? You can only have one tree at a time. So you can have both trees, but you can only spend points in one of them because they're the same tree. It's the same thing with Vanguard between Fighter and Paladin. You can't take like Fighter and Paladin and then have like and spend points in both Vanguard trees. You only spend points in one Vanguard tree. I'm actually not going to break the boxes, so I don't know what I'm doing. You ever do any Delirium quests on hardcore? Pff, no. The Delirium quests are literally just like a bunch of death traps back to back. So no, I do not do that. Like, you can. Yeah, this is America, dude. You can do whatever you want. But I would not super recommend that. I should reduce Nemeth's spell cost. I missed the warg. Damn it. Get him, Nemeth. Thank you. I wasn't sure if she was going to get him, but she did. She did her job. There's a bunch of guys on the sides of these rooms that all run out in the middle, so what you do is you wait for them, and then you turn around and get them like so. Single monster here, kill this war mage. 100 damage, and he lives. Dang, man. Kill this guy, kill that guy. I need to be a little bit cautious of my spell point conservation. Also, as you can see, I still have 27 Stoneskin, so even though I'm getting hit, I'm taking mostly 0 damage. Again, why Stoneskin is so good is that exact reason. I can take more archers a lot of times, they don't really damage me very much. Even if they hit me with an arrow while I'm pulling that lever, it still does nothing. And then I can just go here and pop Stoneskin again, and bam, I'm back up to 70. This allows me to be a bit more aggressive wade into combat with monsters that are stronger than me. So I can just be like, and not really worry about actually taking any damage from anything, because who cares? Oh no, I'm going to take a little bit of physical damage. Like, whatever. Done. I'm going to go grab some stuff here. But yeah, so I wouldn't really recommend the Delirium quests on hardcore. Now that being said, if they do change it in the future hardcore seasons where you actually need to like run a higher amount of favor, previously they've done like 5,000 favor, but who knows, maybe they'll do 5,500 or 6,000 as the reward because they've added a lot more favor since the first hardcore season. They could do that if they wanted, and then at which point you'll probably have to start thinking about running Delirium among other quests. Because since Hardcore 1, they've added, I think, close to 1,000 extra favor to the game, making it a lot easier. Newer quests also tend to be easier and less dangerous than older quests, because older quests were very, very trap-filled. They have changed their philosophy a lot in the past few years, where they used to design almost every quest to be heavy, heavy, heavy with traps. Nowadays, they design most quests to not have traps, or at least don't put traps directly in front of your path, so that way people who don't play trapping characters can deal with it. It's not that there aren't traps, but they're not, like, unmanageable, if that makes sense, without a trap character. I want an Artios and Ice with the capstone? It is. Yeah. And also, Artificers get Wand Mastery anyway, so it increases the cast level with the wand. Apart from Shader Kai, which is my favorite iconic. I like Blade Forge a lot. I think Blade Forge is very cool. Blade Forge is cool. I like Aasimar Scourge, mostly because I just love Tempest Rangers. Dude, I love Tempest Ranger. Easiest sell is if you're like, hey, Strim, you know, should I play Tempest Ranger? Or, hey, you know what build you should play next? You should play Tempest Ranger. Oh, good idea. Also, because the Aasimar Scourge gets, like, these big two-handed maces. And I love the visuals of the two-handed maces.
A pipe waits at the end of this hall, presumably descending further into the depth. As you emerge from the pipe, you find yourself in a cavern instead of the familiar sewers. You must be getting close to the village of
Handed maces. I love the visual of it. It's so good. I keep forgetting that these guys get spell resistance on the Kenya experiments, which is annoying because Soundburst. I have some spell penetration. I'm going to be picking up a bunch of spell penetration in the Spellsinger tree, leveling purposes. Oh, yeah, give me the Snow Peak's treasure. Key, please. Okay. The keys, please. I don't really care about melees. I really only kill the spell casters, and there's a wave of them. I missed one. Damn it. Nimeth will take care of it. Because the melees will just run around and chase me, and then I can just blow them all up with a shout when I get the chance. What's that, lightning strike? Love it. Weird delays on doors? Don't love it. Cast shield. Recast my Stoneskin. So I still have it. And we're good. Spellcasters, there's Kurik Core, who has a chest here, and I want his chest. I'm also getting slammed by those guys over there. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? Oh my god, Strimtom, please. Target the right monsters. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna go for the Golem again, which is what killed me last time. That's my only death so far this hardcore league, is going for this Golem, getting hit, forgetting that it has the healing curse, and then not being able to heal and dying before I could get to a shrine. All of which is very stupid and self-inflicted. This time, I have curse removal. So my death may still be stupid and self-inflicted, but at least something. Get him, Nimeth. Does the PDK passive stack with Divine Might from Favored Soul? Yes. It still gives you... It doesn't give you, like, Charisma hit and damage or whatever, but it will give you an extra 1/3 of your Charisma modifier as Tactics, which is how you get, like, maximum Tactics. I need spell points, so I'm going to be making a beeline for the shrine. So I'm ignoring most monsters and just going straight for the shrine. Again, aggressively using stuff like Soundburst to stun monsters along the way, because I just want to get through. Once I get to the shrine, I will feel much safer. But that's the hard part about this quest, is especially when it comes to spellcasting, you need to get to the shrines. Getting tripped and stuff along the way doesn't help, but it is what it is. I'm not even being chased by that much, which is not bad. Also, I didn't realize Nimeth actually casts Soundburst, which is very cool. If you have past lives and stuff, I wouldn't even worry about getting to this shrine. So usually on my character that's got like completionist and what have you, I've got like 250 more spell points, and everything dies in one hit because you have gear set up, and you know, you've got your spell power item and your insightful spell power item. You got higher DCs. It becomes easier at that point. Whereas here, you know, not always the same case. Alright. Get you dead. I didn't think my shout would actually make it up there, so I'm happy that it did, but I didn't think that's how that would work. Yeah. Like I said, if you want to play a spellcaster, I will have this build of... I'll write it when the stream is, or like when I'm done like playing for the day. I'll write it on stream and then post in the Discord. But yeah, I'm just not doing it now. I'm enjoying running around and doing the things. Then I'll post it so you can follow along if you want. Important note, I will not be posting the version that is the Tiefling Scoundrel, because this is not... It doesn't give any mechanical bonus. I just like the violin sound, that's why I did this. But to do this, you have to buy Tiefling Scoundrel, which isn't free, and you need to use a Heart of Wood, which means if you if you're reincarnating into this build, then you have to actually buy a Heart of Wood out of the store just to hear the violin sounds, and I don't really want you to do that. Or if you really, really want to do Tiefling Scoundrel and you already owned it, you could just play as a Spellsinger instead of a Stormsinger as well. You just have a little bit less damage, that's all. The big difference between Spellsinger and Stormsinger is Stormsinger is the more like direct damage dealer, where you have like just straight up a whole bunch of damage spells and it's very, very powerful outright. Whereas Spellsinger also gets that as well. This character plays almost the same. Like if you're a Spellsinger right now, it would feel pretty much exactly the same. You wouldn't have Lightning Bolt. You didn't really need Lightning Bolt. So yeah, it would feel very comparable. However, the big difference for me is that when you get higher levels, this character gets Chain Lightning for the throughput. This character gets, like, the Storm Studies. This gets the Storm Caller up here, so you've got, like... yeah, so you got, like, the extra spell power. You get Iceberg. You get Thunderstroke. So your character has a lot more just general single target, where if there's one monster, you can go, boop, and kill him. Whereas it's a little bit harder to do that on a Bard. Bard's biggest flaw is single target damage. It's their thing they don't do very well. But if you're a Stormsinger, that is a non-problem because you have tons of single target damage. Single target damage coming out the wazoo. That's like your thing. And I do love having things coming out the wazoo. Also, if you're late and you haven't noticed, I do a tumble whenever I use my Bard song. It allows you to skip the animation, but it still causes the effect to go off. Pints and tidy lasses up the wazoo! Yo, Jeets was ahead of his time. I'm very excited for my players to meet Jeets again. Oh no, quest monsters. Oh no, dead monsters. This is another quest where Dimension Door is very helpful. I don't have Dimension Door and I get it in one level, but if you have Dimension Door, you can use it to get out of this cave when you're done, since you just have to go back to the beginning of the quest to come in this cave to grab these like hidden stashes. You can just run in here, grab the stashes, and then Dimension Door out, which saves you some time. I can't do that, but I did this when we did our speed run, where we went from 1 to 32 in a day in 15-ish hours. I did that here. I took my Warlock down here, grabbed all the things, and P-doored out. Speaking of which, I posted a YouTube video today. I wonder if anybody watched it. It's a great question. I'm going to look that up. I have a lot of YouTube comments. Oh, wow. I did not think I was going to zone out and watch this whole thing. Well, damn, DDO is just a meditation game. People are sleeping on it so hard. So comfy. Also, I like haste potions on melee for even more slicing power. True. Also, yes. A lot of people don't like watching hour-long videos of somebody playing a video game. But also, some people do like doing that. And what I mean by that is I like watching long-form content where you kind of just watch something for a very long time. I actually really enjoy doing that. The reason that inspired me to do this solo guided playthrough is one, Blue Phoenix, who is not here right now, probably at work, has asked for something like that for a while, and I thought it would be good to give people some ideas instead of solo. Like, you should do a full solo life. Now I've done it twice. I'm doing it twice now. But also, because the idea of doing a guided playthrough is something that I've seen the YouTube content creator and Twitch streamer Mr. Llama SC do for his Diablo 2 plays, where he will do a guided playthrough so you can follow along. And basically, if you just do what he does, you'll get through the whole game and be successful. And I think it's a really cool idea, so I want to do that for DDO. The problem is, his guided playthrough series is like 3 episodes, normal mode, nightmare mode, and hell mode, and the whole thing is like 10 hours. Whereas for DDO, it's a little more complicated. Important note about what I'm doing here specifically. Trap. Oh god. I was trying to kill the elves before they actually got to activate the trap boxes. If you don't kill the elf that's on the staircase over there, like going up and down, he activates the force trap, and that would kill me when I tried to walk over.
It sounds like House Thorani is
hey, what's up, Wolfen? How are you? Pay attention when you say something is interesting, or how to get around trap. So this is how you get around this trap, and you go, wait a minute.
Signs of patrols are evident everywhere as you descend.
But yeah, anyway, I like that sort of long-form content. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I ended up liking it, so I'm just happy that people also enjoy it, just like me. I am aware that it is much lower view count in terms of generally my normal content, but that's okay. View counts are not everything. But as a content creator, they are a lot. Oh no, they're healing the Battle Rager. I have to be careful about here, because if I get charged or held, like I can be in a bad spot immediately. Nemeth really did a lot of heavy lifting in this room. What's up, Longslinger? How are you? Great. Had good news today, so you're pretty stoked. Nice! It's good. Glad to hear that. Also, the middle of this room is entirely trapped. There's a massive mega poison trap in the center of this room. So if you don't want to die, stay out of the center of this room. Where's the chest from the box? Oh, it's over there. The box for it is right here. But yeah, this is a big poison trap. I did the quest to Dread. Holy hell, was it tough for your first time? Oh yeah, it is. The Isle of Dread monsters have a lot of hit points. They're beefy. It is a tough. If you're not prepared, it is tough. It is. Goddamn ads. You know, you get ad-free viewing with a $5 sub. $5 sub. How was this? I was with a group of 2 that tried to do the jump over everything path in Trial by Fury, except they only kind of knew it, and they would go off on their own without seeing if the other one was keeping up. So we kept getting lost, dead end, and falling off from the beginning. It was a mess, and I started doing the trials. In the end, it took like an hour and a half to do that damn quest. I hate it so much. Oh, I showed how to do Trial by Fury without doing any of the jumping stuff, because I also hate the jumping. I don't hate the quest, just the jumping that people do with the skipping. What did I say? I said, did you know that you can subscribe to Strimtom and get ad-free viewing for only $4.99 a month of your regional currency, US dollars, or whatever it is in your regional currency? Amazing. Also, if you happen to have Amazon Prime, did you know you can connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and get Twitch Prime? Not only does it give you all sorts of fun, extra stuff in your favorite video games to play, like The Elder Scrolls Online or League of Legends, but also, excuse me, but also, you get to subscribe to any of the content creators you like on Twitch at no additional cost, so they get the full value of the dollar of a regular sub, and you get ad-free viewing, and it's already built into your Amazon Prime subscription, so you can get all your, every single gallon of cream cheese you want to get shipped straight off of Amazon. You get that shipped to your house, and you save money on Twitch. My God. Yesterday, and today they called me to say I got the job, and on top of that, the video game testing job you applied for was going to be set up a date for a phone interview, so those are good news. Bro, getting a job is such a satisfying experience. You feel so good. Cancel Prime, you no longer use it, and you now use HelloFresh. I don't use HelloFresh. I just make my own food. Explain the tree. It is almost February. Again, this is like such a non-Canadian answer. Like when you live in a country where the sun shines between the months of December and March, yeah, maybe it's a little weird where, you know, there's like I have a colored tree in the background of my stream. But literally, the sun does not shine. It's cloudy and dark every day. So I'm going to leave this tree up so I have at least some amount of color in my day. Am I doing a swashbuckling bard? Absolutely not. This is Stormsinger, killing everybody with magic because it's not only significantly stronger and more powerful than Spellsinger, or sorry, than Swashbuckler, but also way stronger. Also, you can just jump over the corner so you avoid the traps. It's actually the fast way to come down here. Is you just jump over the corner of it, you know, the traps. Favorite spellcast and instrument? I am playing as the iconic character, Tiefling Scoundrel, and that is the baseline effect for Tiefling Scoundrel. All of their spells are little fiddle plays. So my character's name is Fiddle Faddle, My Ears Hurt.
Zared Mightyhoof glares down at you and prepares to charge.
Also, this is a very dangerous Zared Mightyhoof, and I'm very nervous about this situation I'm in right now.
Zared Mightyhoof, the mercenary leader, is dead.
Sec. I'm focusing a little bit. And also, I forgot to do something. I bought a whole lot of scrolls that I forgot to activate. Greater Heroism, go! There we go. Now I can have Greater Heroism starting at level 9 and have slightly higher saves. My saves are kind of bad, so getting anything to add to it is nice, and the extra skills are good. Go. Did you come up with the new melee warlock you were talking about? No, I just started thinking about it a lot. New melee warlock will be after I finish this. And at the pace that I'm currently going, this character will be done by Tuesday of next week. I will be 32 and complete. Or I'm going to die. That would be really funny. I kind of love the idea of, like, if I end up dying on the character, just keep making the solo guided playthrough and then just die at some point. Great idea. I was thinking about doing a First Life Bard on softcore with no tome, but I was like, I don't know. Well, I'm a First Life Bard with no tomes, and yeah. Started to play your fighter build while you you made a while ago, and it's fun to smash people in the face. Are you talking about the one I did for the solo guided playthrough, or like a different fighter build? Either way, the answer is yes. It is fun to smash people in the face. Jump this trap. It's at the bottom of the stairs. So the reason why I recommend taking jump all the time is because jumping over top of traps is really, really good. So I'm going to continue to advocate for that. There's a trap up here that I won't be able to avoid. It's this fire trap this Minotaur is conveniently standing in. And since I can't avoid it, the trick is I'm going to put on a shield, put feather falling boots on, and then run and try to jump over the side. Hope I take no damage. I did get hit, but I only took 20 because I had my shield on and I made my reflex save, which is nice. If I failed my reflex save, I probably would have taken about 70 damage. So again, that's why we have the shield. Two-handed fighter? Oh, yeah. Still good. Also still good. Great video. It is very cool, though. A very cool build, even though. Might try it for fun or for full ES. Does the new archetype have a similar in view? No. Hey, look. It's a deadly blade trap. Put on the shield, jump the blades. In case I take a hit, I should be okay, and then we're all set. For those that don't know, shields double your physical and magical resistance rating against effects that have a reflex save, which is traps. I'm just going to lightning bolt this guy from across space-time. Lightning bolt is good. Shield fighter was surprisingly fun. Yeah, dude. It's just fighter with a shield. I think a lot of people get suckered into, you must be doing the top thing, you must be doing #1 DPS. But, like, using a shield is cool. And using a big sword with a shield is also kind of cool. It's very Dark Soulsy, you know, where you have like a big shield, like a big tower shield and a big sword or axe, and you're just smashing stuff. And so that's what I went with. It's just shield fighter. I'm breaking all the boxes in this room because the amount of XP you get is worth it because the ransack. Almost every box is right here. Wait, so you can dump evasion with shield? You can reduce the damage you take from effects that require reflex save with a shield. Also, I got Swift Demise. It is a named crossbow from specifically this quest, and it has a ×3 critical multiplier, making it one of the best heroic leveling crossbows. It's also bind to character and equip, so you can just sell it to whoever you want. Charming. +2 enchantment focus is better than what I have. I want evocation focus goggles, but I'm aware that's not happening. So I'll take these. And they have spot. Did 5 and 5 and 6 yesterday level 10 and managed to pull a Sword of Shadows, and God does kill mobs quickly. Yes, Sword of Shadows is the highest damage weapon in heroics. Also, I need to talk to this guy. Please take my tears. Agate, Amber, Cinnabar. He's like, you have more? Yes. Did I only pick up 1 tier? Oh, I forgot to get the other one. I'm so dumb. There's also Gwylans Blade, but this weapon sucks. How are you, Stormsinger and Tiefling Tendril? I thought the archetypes and iconics were mutually exclusive. You can use a Lesser Heart of Wood to change from a non-archetype into a archetype, which is exactly what I did. Magnetic of Repair Lore? No. Smoldering, Kopesh. I'm going to put the Swift Demise on the auction house just in case. Insightful Evocation 1. Actually amazing. That's what we're using. Blasting 2 of Corrosion. Yeah, I don't think I need that, but in case I want a shield, I might keep that. Back up to 20k plat, baby. Do you think a single weapon fighter dipping 3 bard for a buckler dodgy build would work out? Yeah, that's pretty standard swashbuckler behavior. Is 3 levels of bard and then everything else in other classes. I kind of want to do the pit, just to show how you do the pit, but it's basically the same as how I did it on the fighter. But I will show how to do the pit anyway, because why not? It's always fun to do the pit on solo characters, especially since this character's a lot less tanky. So let's do it. Oh, I'm a rogue.
Keep up the good work. Love all of your content.
All of my content? Wolfen, have you seen the video where I butt chug a Heineken? Because if you have, glad you love it. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing good. That was a joke. Thank you for the 20 months. Hope you're doing well. And glad to hear about your good news. Damn, man. You're having a good day. I'm having a good day. We're all having good days over here.
The main shaft looms before you. The air is heavy with soot and the faint odor of truck
Another YouTube comment. It's commonplace for people with clinical backgrounds to end up in the healthcare administration. In the UK, however, many business managers have been placed in the highest tier, and thus the actual reason for the existence of the NHS is in peril when combined with the lack of funding. The NHS is a non-profit business. It is a trust for everyone and must be maintained properly. I have no idea what that has to do with my Warlock build, but thank you for commenting that on my Warlock video.
Generator room is filled with strange levers and runes.
I don't know, man. YouTube's a wild place. I'm sure management of the NHS, which I believe is like the name of like the UK health service, I'm sure that's very important. Also, I'm going to be flipping on my feather falling item constantly and flipping it back off. Don't worry about that. If you want to know how to do the pit in depth, I have a pit guide, but I will be doing it as I go here. Yeah, I don't know how to help that. National Health Service. Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's just, I don't know what that has to do with my Warlock video, but yes. Yes, I've been waiting for so long. When I first read the build, I thought it meant it'd be great to build the Warlock on Rage Completionist LOL, but it's a cool build idea. Yeah, it is a bit of a build boozle, where people like, where I go, so, the real answer to the question, is it good to do this? And I go, no, it isn't. Let me explain to you why it's not good. Which I imagine probably upset some people, but, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be on the tubes. I missed half your show. Is it? Yes, I'm going to be posting this whole thing. Important note, the solo bard is going to be less than half of the duration of solo fighter, because fights just don't last very long. It's true. Again, when you think you might be getting hit, always just swap in the shield, just in case as a preventative measure. I should probably be using Feather Falling for going along here, but I just want to get past this acid. So I'm going to go over here, move past the acid. I don't know how I just dashed along that. I guess there must have been an air current I missed. And got him. Sweet. We're in the pit. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the pit. Have you ever found yourself in a pit of despair? Well, not for long. Welcome to the Strimtom running through the pit fast video thing, where I do the pit really quick, so you know how to do the pit really quick. We're the fastest solo class from 1 to 30. I would say for me, a lot of it comes down to experience. For me, probably either Bard or Sorcerer. I think it's going to come down to Bard or Sorcerer. Dimension Door is how you would get back to the beginning of the quest here and make this way faster. I don't have Dimension Door, so I have to walk. But the next area is, the beginning is here, and the next area is right here next to the beginning. You just walk forward. Bard is as good as Zork. Bard gets movement speed equal to your Bard level. So right now, I have a movement speed of 133%, when the maximum is 130, usually. So I'm going to be going faster than the regular movement speed. And on top of that, I have crazy AoE, and thanks to the ability Sustaining Song, which is a passive, I constantly heal, so I don't even have to slow down to heal myself 99% of the time. And finally, not just Sustaining Song, but also I get Freedom of Movement as a passive, so I'm pretty much immune to all crowd control effects. Seriously, Bard? Yeah. If I'm solo, especially on a first life character. If I have past lives, Sorcerer is definitely faster. I think with the slimes, no, they've never patched that. And I hope they never do. So which class is the fastest? Yes, I think it also comes down to personal preference. I know some people that are like alchemist wizards. Not like wizard alchemist, but they're just like they're wizards at alchemist. And I think those people are amazing. I'm a good alchemist player, I think, but I am not as good of an alchemist player as many out there. Yellow rune wheel. If you want to know how I know the answers to these rune wheels, it's called having a second monitor and then looking it up. They are hidden all over the room. And so the first time you do the pit, oh yeah, to throw 3 hours the way and do this quest, you'll have a lot of fun. But I don't want to look for all of this, and I don't have the brain space, so I just kind of go like this. I don't have to look it up, because I don't have to memorize the information. I just walk around and do stuff. I am a huge proponent of, if you don't have to know something, know where to find the information. Personally, I think that's a really important skill a lot of people need to learn. I think that knowing everything is overrated, and I think that knowing where to find everything is the answer. If you have good resources, good researching skills, you have a network of people who you know to check for who knows things, that's really the key to success. You have to find what you like, that's true. The fastest class is the one you like the most? No, the fastest class is the spellcaster you like the most. I do want to preface this by saying that spellcasters level faster than melees and ranged characters. I'm very sorry. It is what it is. I can do this on a spellcaster. You can't. I can just one-tap everything at range. So, one Barbarian also helps out a lot if you're just going to 20 or you don't care about your capstone, because one Barbarian gives you 10% more movement speed. So if I had one Barbarian level, I'd be at 142 base movement speed right now. And then you get action boost haste or sprint in the mix. Goes up fast, man. It goes fast. Anything else? Shield wand is off. Stoneskin goes back on. Anyway. Also, as I said, pro tips, things I'm going to continue to do throughout the entire time I play this character, and I will continue to recommend to you. Learn to ground target. I ground targeted those monsters there. That's how I hit them, even though I couldn't see them. Also, shortcut. Kill this fire elemental, and then you can just climb on this, and climb on this. And see all this trapped section the game wants you to do? Yeah, screw that noise. Just completely ignore all of it. Then there's supposed to be some, if you have feather falling, just glide over here, walk along this pipe, go up this, climb this ladder, and you're all set on your way to the top of the place. Ugh, why did I take up feather falling? Whatever. I don't need feather falling. I do want a shield though, so I take less damage from this trap. And we're good. Again, Dimension Door is amazing because I have to reset the power breakers, which is the exact top of the entire quest. So, it'd be great if I had Dimension Door, but I don't. So we have to deal with this. Comment from Lost in the Void on my new Warlock video. When I first read the build, I thought it meant that it'd be a great build on Racial Completionist, but it's a cool build idea. I usually use Enlightened on all my Warlocks, so I may still use it for a few Racial lives before looking into more of your old Warlock builds to figure out which one's the best 1 to 30. The best 1 to 30 is just standard Blaster Warlock. Cannot see. Please know the map well. Can you show the setup for this next time it's an option to do? Grand target for what you can't see. That is literally knowing the map well. If you know the monsters are ahead of you, like you've done the quest once, and you know there's monsters in the room, you just get them. Ground target. Honestly, ground targeting is just good in general, because as I said before, imagine you have a monster on your left and a monster on your right. You can either turn and cast a spell at each of the monsters to kill them, or ground target your feet and get both of them at the same time. Also, this room, you're supposed to pull all the levers in here. I'm not going to do that. Instead, just come over to this, get on top of this blue thing, shimmy around while having it targeted, and keep using the use button on your keyboard. That's Q and E is the default control scheme. Or if you use classic like I do, it is backspace and U. And so you can just pop it all open like that. If you're wondering why, even though there's all these traps here, why I'm not using the shield, it's because the shield gives you double physical and magical resistance rating against the traps. And unfortunately, force traps are not subject to magical resistance rating. So you always take full damage. Doesn't matter whether you use a shield or not. Unless your shield has force absorption, then that would be an exception, but, you know. I don't know how you're going to get one of those. That would be the Bulwark of Snow from Feywild is the only item that would do that for you. I'm going to grab my Hireling, so my Hireling will help me clear out this room. Very nice. Then I will get back on the disabling things. I'm not going to be talking a lot for this section just because I need a little bit of focus to be able to do this. Oh god. Stop. Twist. 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 This one, this can go here, this can go here, that can connect in here. The trick to doing these puzzles is just do them a lot. You'll get used to it. I don't know if there actually is like a trick for this. I just do them a lot, and then eventually you get used to what you need to do to bypass all this stuff. The monsters in this room respawn, so if you take too long, you will have to redo it. If you do the pit with a group, which is what you probably should do, because this quest can take a while to solo, especially if you don't have good experience with it, you'll have 4 people in this room. So, with 4 people in the room, everybody's working on a different puzzle, and it goes by much faster. Or slower, if one person in the party can't figure it out. The trick is to see where the light is supposed to go, and then twist so the light goes there. Oh, the trick to the puzzle is to do the puzzle. Oh, dude, oh my god. Where's that, like, I'm gonna shrine here, because I'm just low on mana. Where's that meme where there's, like, the guy at the Apple store, and he's, like, on the computer, and the other guy comes up behind him and is, like, you know, types something and walks away, and the other guy's just like, like, of course, that's what you do. I find that really funny. So, Greater Heroism Scroll! I have to roll a 4 or higher, so I have a 15% failure chance on that. The bilge pump is right above me, so if you get D-Door, you can Dimension Door and then drop down to it. Because I don't have Dimension Door, I have to walk all the way around. YouTube comment on my Dark Hunter video.
An engraving on the wall
I love getting the Elf Arcane Archer My Eldritch Knight uses Arcane Archer for extra universal spell power and imbue dice. I'm only 20, but I have 18 bonus dice, and I can get up to 35 by 31.
An engraving on the
Cool.
wall reads, "To the
Yeah, I think that Elf Arcane Archer is very neat. I don't think in a lot of cases it's worth the investment, but if you are a racial completionist... Now we're talking about something. Now we're cooking with gasoline. That's a lot of imbue dice.
Water begins to drain from
Break all
the
these
pit
eggs.
as the bilge pumps
And now we gotta activate the third furnace. Breaking the eggs is good because it counts as breakable. It's just XP. Somebody asked me a question for Big Patch on Big Patch video. Hey there, is part 2 on the radar? Yeah, I keep putting it off. Not intentionally. I just go, yeah, I'm gonna do Big Patch, and then I get to the time where I'm gonna do Big Patch, and I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this right now. Give me any tips for Furnace Room 3? Yes, I will show you when I get there. M. Petty on my Warlock build guide says, thanks, Strimtom. Thank you for the thanks. You bet. Did I miss eggs? I did miss eggs. I'm gonna like actually look at my screen when I'm running around. You'd think I would take more care because I'm on hardcore league, but nah. Also, if you didn't notice, the eggs are only in the water. The sections where there's no water, there's no eggs, because troglodytes have to lay eggs in water. They put water in the egg, and the egg in the water. It's amazing. Okay, so here's how you do this. What you do is you get a feather falling item on. So I have a feather falling item. I pull this valve, and then I pray to ancient gods that it shoves me all the way up. Like that. And that's it. I have no trick for how to get it to do that. I just literally hope that it does that to me every time and shoves you all the way up to the top.
Barriers surround the elementals, channeling their essences into the furnace.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a trick. When I did this on my solo fighter, dude, it took me like so many pulls. There's like 7 pulls or 8 pulls or something like that. I just kept going over and over, and it really impacts the time. Also, again, if you have Dimension Door, you go up to the top, because the top is right next to the end. I don't have Dimension Door. Have I mentioned how good this spell is yet? Get my Hireling to pull the lever instead. I find the Hireling can't, like, you can do it with the Hireling, but I find it's not, like, that much faster. I think it is faster, but then you have to, like, micromanage the Hireling. Do that. Whatever. Thank you. What about the Half-Elf Imbue? This works with all spells, and the sword could get more imbue dice. Very easy from EK. You could probably do that. Warlock Taunt Feed is like a toggle, a base, so to say. If you want to add the extra dice to an already existing imbue toggle, like Spiritual Retribution, you need to pick an enchantment. Oh, I think that whoever responded just misunderstood. I haven't tried it with the Warlock Imbue. I think that the Warlock Dilettante Half-Elf is not very good for Warlock itself, obviously, because you can't take it as a Warlock, so that kind of limits how good it is. But that being said, it's kind of neat as like as an option for a regular spellcaster, but I haven't really done the maths. Also, another reason why I jumped out of this area, I'm just making sure the monsters spawn up here. The oozes, I can't hit them while they're in the water. So, anyway, walk up to this wall, spawn the troglodytes, jump back, hit everything, and kill the creatures. The most dangerous monsters in here are the troglodyte warlocks because they cast ball lightning, and at the end... Can I stop? Why am I targeted on an egg? What the fuck? Stop targeting the egg. I was like hitting every button to get off of it. I was like clicking the ground. I was doing all sorts of stuff. Anyway, the troglodyte warlocks are dangerous because they cast ball lightning. Ball lightning being dangerous because it does a lot of damage. It's high lightning damage. And even worse than high lightning damage, it's also dangerous because the troglodytes themselves, two of them spawn at the same time. A warlock is going to spawn out of this pipe and this pipe. I walk over here. So I need to be a little careful. So what you do is you jump back and sonic or soundburst, and then kill them all. Kill them all, let God sort them out. Get up from the lower pipe, just have to do one more air jet. Yeah, but I'm lazy. I didn't pull any of the levers. Also, you have to do the quest. Yeah, if you have multiple people or like good hireling use, you can also get them to pull like there's actually another way to go up with like just a bunch of gradual jets. I did not do that. So solo in 17 minutes and 10 seconds with no Dimension Door. If I had Dimension Door, that would be under 15 minutes easy. Don't have it. Again, I just want it. Thank you for all your wonderful comments, everybody. I appreciate it. I do my best to respond to as many comments as I can, and I'm grateful for people that ask questions about stuff. Is Muckbane still at the bottom? Muck's Doom? Yes, it is. Now that there's Pharaoh Crystal weapons that don't break and do more damage, I would use those as opposed to Muck's Doom, but it is technically an option. I think I'm going to take level 10 and go do a bunch of Isle of Dread. It's a little over-leveled, but Isle of Dread is a lot of XP, and the items are really good, and they can be very helpful for this character. And I don't mind being a level over for Isle of Dread, because it is a slightly scary area. Also, my shoulder hurts. I'm going to stretch a bit. Been over a year since you played? Oh, yeah. Muck's Doom is still down there. So you get Muckbane from Muck. You get Muck's Doom from the Avatar of Dwiblex. And then finally, there's a quest called Kind of a Big Deal. That's level 6. That drops a great club called Muck's Devastation. And Muck's Devastation is strong. Also, did I complain about Dimension Door enough? I'm going to use that spell so often. Ball Lightning is a lot of damage, so I'm going to take that. That's cool. Haste? Haste is good, yes. Now I need, like, a Devotion pair of gloves, I think. Actually, I don't need Devotion gloves. I'm going to get a Devotion Scepter. I'm going to go to Ravenloft real quick. And I'm going to... What does this do? Nothing. Okay. I'm going to go to Ravenloft real quick. I also have now a Snowball Swarm, which I will be using very aggressively. And I'm going to be doing the first quest, Into the Mist, on normal, because by doing that, it allows me to get an item from Ravenloft, one of the weapons that you get for free in the expansion, and I'm going to be getting the Barovian Scepter, which will grant me a whole bunch of spell power. Any for answers, you'll BRB, no problem. That's what I do here. I answer questions that people ask me because, I don't know, that's what you do. There are, like, some Twitch streamers that don't really spend a lot of time reading their chat. I imagine if you're somebody who has, like, 20 to 50,000 viewers, you don't really have a lot of opportunity to read your chat. It's, like, probably very difficult. But for me, it's just...
Mists, only to spot a
that's such a weird concept.
The abandoned cart.
So I try to answer as many questions as I can and try to be as attentive and awake as possible. Although I will say, when there's, like, new stuff coming out, and my viewer count goes up to 350, 400, when there's, like I said, when expansion release day, hardcore day 1, stuff like that, the chat moves way faster, and it is a lot harder.
You hear howling in the distance. A raven cries somewhere.
Under streaming DDO? Hey, if you want to stream it, just do it. Just do it! Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Scarecrows to guard a road in the middle of the forest. What do these straw men keep
when it comes to streaming, I don't know. I choose the games that I stream a little carefully, because if I stream anything else, I lose almost immediately, or like very quickly, 60% of my viewership. So it is kind of important for me to kind of toe the line and stream DDO. It's what people expect out of me, so that is what I do. But yeah, that is pretty much immediately what happens, is I lose, as I said, a good chunk of my viewership. So I gotta be careful about that. Admittedly, I did play Trombone Champ because DDO was down. Because the game was down and we had nothing to do. That's why... So I haven't seriously considered swapping to, like, mainline another game. Where it's like, all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, you know what? No more streaming DDO. By the way, guys, I'm a Hello Kitty Island Adventure streamer. I haven't seriously considered doing that. But in the moments where I've, like, dabbled... or just like even had it as a passing thought, it gets crushed real quick by the fact that I would lose like 60% of my viewership, and it's almost like starting from scratch in a sense. That's the scary part.
It must be Papa calling out my name.
All right.
Irina!
Now we grab a Barovian Scepter, because Barovian Scepters are good. So this gives potency and insightful potency, which is good, and then spell sight, insightful spell sight, which is basically code for lots and lots of spell power. So my character is going to have all of the spell powers being relatively high, which is nice, and very useful for what I want to do, which is kill enemies with magic. Trackmania, there you go. Trackmania is a hard-ass video game, man. Okay, so I put this on, which is good. And I have a pair of goggles for level 10. There we go. Insightful, evocation, focus now. So now I have evocation, focus, and insightful. So my DC on Shout is 31 at level 10 on a first life bard. Not bad. That feels actually very good. Do I need to sell before Isle of Dread? Yes, I'm going to sell and, like, bank some stuff, I think. And then I'll go run Isle of Dread. Do one of these and one of these. I don't want this. I do want to put these Swift Demise up there. No. 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 Garbage. Get rid of all of this. I need level 4 spell components. I gotta bank some stuff. I admittedly have also never tried Trackmania. I've just watched some videos. I've watched some just, you know, a few videos. Admittedly, a good chunk of what I've seen from Trackmania is Carl Jobst made a video about some scandal where somebody was like cheating by slowing down the game files or something. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's smart. And in the video, he spent a huge amount of time focusing on the actual game itself and how there are so many optimizations you can make in the game, which is what makes, even though it's very old, in comparison to a lot of other games, it has this like depth of mechanics where he explains how many tries it took him, even knowing the movements and seeing it, to just beat a couple times on like the first track in the whole game, where he like goes over and he shows that like he's like, all you have to do is do these turns, and basically there's like a ramp that goes downwards, and you want to go down and land with the ramp. You don't want to hard land, you just want to land as you're going down, so you can preserve 100% of your momentum. And he's like, it took me like 2 hours to just do that. And I'm like, damn. It's like, because you can drive around, but to like actually perfect it, I was like, damn, dude, that's crazy. I think that's really cool. I like games like that. That give you a sense of mastery after you spend enough time actually working on them. That can be like very rewarding in that sense. Oh, I'm a rogue. Also, Ioxin, welcome back to the stream, or welcome to the stream team. I hope you're enjoying your day and the content. Thank you for tuning in. I am very grateful for your support, and I am very glad to have you here. What is this? This is garbage. Get out of my inventory. Yeah. There we go. Just empty out some things I don't need. Doing a bit of a inventory cleanup. You gotta do that every once in a while. Just pack up a couple things. What's up, Freeling Slyhand? How are you? That rogue looks a lot like a monk. Oh, the guy that was there? Yeah. Cosmetics, man. Something that's kind of neat. So in the Lord of the Rings Online, there's like a really robust and interesting cosmetic system. But they have a thing where if you go into the PvP zone, called the Ettenmoors, all of your cosmetics are disabled, so it's very easy to tell what class you are. So people can just look at you and see everything. So all your transmogs and stuff are just, like, gone. Well, back teaching? Nice! That's good. Teaching is a very noble profession. You get to educate people and help them achieve something greater. Whether that's on, you know, the very beginner, educating, you know, the future generations and the people of tomorrow, or whether that is on a very specific level where you're teaching people about a certain type of skill or task or craft. Good old teaching. You know, some people would say that what I do is teaching. But the difference is, I know I know how to stay in my lane. This is not DDO class. This, I hate to say, is Boomer Daycare. That's right. Welcome, boomers, to Boomer Daycare. Whether you're at work or sitting at home at the computer after a long day, You can hang out here and play your game that is almost 20 years old now. And I will be here to guide you along the way. I'm just kidding. It was Boomer Daycare when I was streaming Diablo 2. That's like, that's the real nonsense. Oh, no! No! No!
He doesn't seem
No!
to know where he is or how he got there.
Oh, I did some of the hireling before we started, and now I'm not near the close to the entrance. Oh, man. I'm an idiot. No, I'm not. I'm a genius.
And an angry god. It all started back in Storm Reach.
Ha!
Foxpaw
No!
sent a message summoning you to the
Why would you do
harbor
this to me?
before you could find
Damn
him.
it. Okay, that didn't
You were
work. Never mind.
accosted by a
Man, I
mysterious
thought it was so smart for a second.
The stranger vanished
Crap.
as suddenly as he
I don't need the hireling. I can do this without the hireling.
Foxpaw hailed you from the water's edge. He wanted
But
to
I was
discuss
feeling
the
good, man.
strange teleporting island.
That is so
Foxpaw
stupid.
said he wanted to
Anyway.
show you something
So
clever
this quest is not
related
too
to the
hard.
hunk of secret.
There is only one hard
He
part.
had mounted the
It
magical
is
artifact onto an arcane
the
device he
Aquamancers,
built.
because they cast Cyclonic Blast. Cyclonic Blast is a spell that is untyped. There's no damage type. It's just going to hit me for like 70-something damage, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I have to kill them quickly. If they're a champ, it's even higher. So I just have to kill them quickly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no secret trickety trick. That's just how it works. I just have to kill the monsters as fast as humanly possible.
This time you won't escape. Surrender now, and my shipmates will never take any of your foes.
I got Dragon Realms up and running again the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be 27 years old next month. Am I a boomer?
Oh, straight up, yeah, that's some boomer gaming, man. Dragon Realms? Oh, yeah.
Pirates instantly
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You get to, like, live in this experience. You get to go, Rick and Morty!
dare ask me to fix your bungling. You
Also, I totally died of hubris all the time. That's how I died on my first character of this hardcore league. I just didn't buy curse pots. I had no curse removal potions, and I didn't pay attention enough to, like, remember that I needed them. And I just ate it.
It
was very satisfying.
Able to attack.
Good experience. Good death. Some deaths are just good, you know?
Gatekeeper.
Some deaths are just good.
As
That was
if
one
in
of
a
them.
trance, Foxpaw
Oh,
obediently
spoiler alert that
retrieved
Isla Dread
the
is
secret.
based around Vecna, if you didn't know that.
You will be punished.
It's good content, though.
But for now, that must wait.
So many people were like, oh yeah, they just released it with Vecna because they were trying to capitalize on Stranger Things, because Stranger Things had their season where they had a character named Vecna on the show. I didn't watch it, I just know that's the thing that happened. And I find it really funny that people think that Strimtom Games could like turn the ship around and get all of the voice lines for Vecna and get the art for Vecna and get all the stuff done for Vecna after hearing about the show and then releasing within like the month. If they think SSG works that fast, I'm impressive. I don't think SSG works that fast. I think it is coincidence. Or, as they say, a coinky-dink. You are afraid. I'm afraid you can't cast that spell.
The effects of the god's magical domination wore off
Let's go.
hours later. You awoke, imprisoned inside the brig.
Okay, that's bad. These dread water elementals are also scary, so I should be mindful about those. I'm also not used to the fact that Snowball Swarm is a AoE spell, because that button previously was just used for my single target Sonic Blast. I'm just not used to it. Gotta get used to what my buttons do. Every time I move keybinds, it's always like a bit of a game of cat and mouse. Where I remember, like, oh, what does this button do, and how do I do this? What does this button do again? Hey, Sonny Jim, how do I cast spells? I think this is marginally faster than the fighter, but I actually don't remember how fast the fighter was here. Destinied out for the day. Someday I'll actually do the story missions and quests. You should. Shadowkeep is really cool. And it'll teach you all about the pyramids. And then you should really do Beyond Light.
And the island is
Not only is Beyond Light really cool, it also gives you new subclasses. Okay. I'm not bad at aiming. And now I don't want to get killed by the Aquamancers. However, killing the Aquamancers summons water elementals. You want to be a little careful about the water elementals, who are all going after my companion, which is very good for me. we have the final boss who pops out here. I'm going to hit him with Ball Lightning. Which is somehow barely better than actual chain or actual lightning bolts. I'm probably just use lightning bolts. Seems right. Also, Horse decided to give out some subs. Dude, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. As I'm just here, chilling, playing some DDO with my Stoneskin. I got lots of spell power now from all my items. I'm feeling pretty good, having a great day. And then he just gifts out freaking 13 subs to the channel, which is just incredibly kind. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're having a good time. I hope your day is going well. And this content is really just like, just slamming, dude. Just slamming. As Ethan Bradbury would say, slamming. He wouldn't say it exactly like that, but I can't say it like he would say it because then I'll get annoyed. Welcome to the stream team, Smokey fucking Bear, Humble Fryer, Charleston 11, Eaterai, NSA, Lady Loot, CJ the Tank, Symbiart, Dracandrail, a real Bronx, as well as Uker, and Sardonic Snake. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I hope you're doing well. I hope your day is going good. That is... Damn. That's so many subs. I very much appreciate that. Commercial for ESO. And if you guys heard, there's a new class going to be on Elder Scrolls Online. The Arcanist. I watched the YouTube video for it. It looks fine. Oh! Intelligence items. That's not what I wanted, but I have it now. I don't think I'm going to run all of Isle of Dread, but I'm going to run at least some of Isle of Dread. Oh, a lot of people don't realize what I should have shown. So when you spawn on the beach with Beach Boy, you don't actually have to do the quest to get to Isle of Dread. You can actually just walk past him and be like, cool, thanks, man, and then just go into the town. You don't actually have to do the quest. You haven't played DDO since 2007? Oh, man, you should come play. Isle of Dread just released. Look at this place. Look at this world. You got undead till in the land to work for the Dread Islanders. You got tieflings, horses. I'm riding a unicorn. There's Tabaxi in the game now, both as a NPC and player race. I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at the kitty cats. Kitty cats. Sick, man. If you haven't played Dungeons & Dragons Online in a long time, this is the perfect time to get back into it.
In the year 4300, Strim finally goes back to playing ESO and tries out the Arcanus.
The Arcanus. I've heard about that. Hey, same deal with the Bullywugs, yeah. That's funny. Isle of Dread is less so scary because of things you can't predict coming up, and so scary because of things that you can see. Isle of Dread is less subtle because it's about gigantic dinosaurs. There are dinosaurs all over the Isle of Dread. More dinosaurs than you think there are in this expansion. If you've never played the Isle of Dread and you're like, yeah, they can't add that many dinosaurs, it's a lot. A lot of different kinds. I was surprised. And so the adventure pack, while being very fun, as I said, it's not subtle in a lot of cases where it's like, oh, what's this quest? Well, we gotta go wrangle some dinosaurs, and they're rumbling and they're in your face. So the pro tip for Isle of Dread is have more defense and be prepared to deal with a lot of outward-facing damage, because, as I said, it's a lot more in your face.
You arrive on the shore.
Good sir, please help us, adventurer. Sort of. So the quest with Foxpaw is you're on the beach with him because you were traveling and he doesn't remember what happened.
Just ahead.
And then, like, how you both got shipwrecked. And so the quest is actually you're telling him the story of the shipwreck. Which is one of the reasons why you can just walk past him, because technically there's no quest. You can just ignore him and walk away. And then just go to Isle of Dread. And that's why he shows up in Isle of Dread. You don't talk to him.
Also fear the dark energies protecting the crustacean.
Alright, so Kopru. Kopru are dangerous. They drain charisma. They are very powerful. So I'm going to be trying to kill this Kopru as quickly as physically possible. Because they have a charisma drain that is very, very dangerous. They also deal force damage, which completely bypasses all of your physical and magical resistance rating. So again, quite dangerous. They nerfed Kopru since the release. Kopru used to be way stronger and do a significantly higher amount of damage. But they nerfed it because it was a little high. Anyway, I'll wait here. Kill this. So this quest, I call this crab quest because you have to shoot the crab with a projectile missile, which I will do in just a second here. There's a respawn after you kill the first wave, and there's a
Kopu
boss here.
suddenly
The
turns
red name
towards
Kopru will go down a lot slower than the other Kopru. So I want to kill this as fast as I can. Just dead. All the other monsters in here are not that dangerous, but the Kopru is quite dangerous. Anyway, it always burrows in the first place, and then it burrows over here. So what you do is you come over to 3, you pull left and right, which activates the trap. And then when the crab starts to raise its claw, you knock it down, like so. The crab always starts here, and then it always moves here, so you can just wait. You know, once the levers become available, it's the left and the right one, and then you wait and you pull it. And that's it. If you'd like to get some more XP when you're running this quest, all of the breakables are in this room. So just like break every breakable that's in here. You're all set. Also, as I'm talking about this quest, dude, Pixelated Phrygian gifted out some subs. Man, that's so kind of you. Damn, man, that's a lot of subs.
Oh, I'm a rogue.
Damn, Daniel. Well, Pixelated Phrygian, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I appreciate that. It's a lot. It's your money. It's your hard-earned money. You had to go to work today. You know, fingers to the grindstone. Pulling salt straight out of the mines. And I appreciate that. So thank you so much for the support. Welcome to Stream Team Neon Treon, Smexy Beard Daddy, Banks, the Person Sound, and Smelliot. Thank you. That's very kind.
You touch the monolith.
I really appreciate
Feel
it.
a jolt of energy as the attunement
All right, and I got nothing. This is the ring that drops. This is the quest that drops the Sky Ring. If I wanted to farm it, I would repeat this, but I don't want to farm it because farming items is boring. That's right. I play video games to like fight monsters and get XP and stuff. I don't know. Farm stuff. I do farming at endgame, but not while regularly leveling. My hireling is here for some reason still. I'm gonna leave party, so then my hireling will come back. For some reason, she just didn't want to dismiss. Or rocking out to wake me up inside. How worried should you be? You shouldn't be worried. First of all, that's a jam. And second, if you have daughters that are 7 and 10, that means you're in the same general age range as I am, which means this is also a song with a heavy cultural significance to you. So you should. That's just the younger generations taking part in your music from your time. That's all it is. It's like when a parent, you know, if my parents would be excited if I like listened to the Beatles or something. It's like that was their music. They'd be like, "Whoa, that's great!" Partaking in it. You just bask in the glow, man. You go, "That's awesome." I gotta say, as somebody who is in my 30s and still listens to all of the emo stuff I listened to in high school, and also still listens to those same bands who are still making music for reasons I don't entirely understand. Huge fan. Also, I have 7 notifications on Discord. From who? Oh, I see why I have 7 notifications on Discord.
Someone within the Tar Ogre tribe.
One downside to this character, because of all the prep, the Wand of Shield, the Stoneskin, everything else, it does take a little while to actually get going once you get into the quest. Upside is the prep makes your character nearly invulnerable, so no real complaints here. Our high school days is going to be classic rock? Oh, absolutely. Depeche Mode just keeps going? Absolutely. You know what's great? There is a, what's that song? One sec, I'm finding it.
This bubbling tar pit is strewn
What?
with rocks
I don't want
that
this.
can be jumped
I would
across.
never click on somebody else's random playlist that they made.
Is not
Damn you, Spotify. Like, hey, dude, do you want to listen to this random playlist of these songs you don't know by somebody you don't know? No. Where's search? Oh, there's search. There is a cover of Enjoy the Silence that was remastered by Mike Shinoda. So it basically sounds like Linkin Park Depeche Mode. It's awesome. Would definitely recommend. Hey, look, it's a monster that's weak to cold damage. Snowball Swarm just gets it done. As I said, now I'm going to get even more aggressively fast because I have so many spell-like abilities now.
Even larger tar pit blocks the way forward.
Now, going across this could
Tar
kill me,
surges fiercely,
which is
causing
why we're going to
rocks
use Feather
surface,
Falling, and I'm
then
going to be very gentle.
submerge. Jumping across is possible.
If you want to take the safe route, just go up the stairs and kill the monsters that are there. It takes slightly longer to do, but you won't die, like Nimeth Celebel is currently doing. I'm going to heal Nimeth so she does not die, because she is very much dying. And I'm going to give her the buff Bard buff so she doesn't die. I'm trying to think, wow, good song. I immediately have a mini existential crisis. Oh god, I'm in the old. Yeah. I had that moment where, like, I heard about some celebrity, and I was like, I don't even know who this is. And it wasn't a celebrity. It was just a YouTuber who was younger than me, who I wasn't familiar with. And I was like, oh god. Insane how good you are. I'm not that good at this game. There are a lot of players that are much better than me. I appreciate the compliment. It's very kind. But, you know, I would hope that at least I can competently get through quests because of how many hours I've put in this game. If I can make leveling through this game look easy, that's a win for me. And the quest is over. 3 minutes. Ooh, now these are boots. Speed, strength, fire absorption, fire resistance, and I got the double strike topaz. Cool. Maybe I will do all of Isle of Dread. The path to greatness paved with cruisers, dead characters. Hey man, that's how you get across. All those stones are actually cruisers' corpses in the mud. Yeah, I know. You hear Nirvana songs on our local radio station? Yeah, it depends on the radio station. I didn't know what type of music I like to listen to. I used to listen to a lot of rock and roll, and then I realized the actual music I enjoy listening to falls in the category of alternative, which is such a stupid name for a category. Like, imagine trying to explain to a space alien what alternative music is. I guess, like, you know, rock and roll also doesn't make sense, but, like, at least rock and roll is already a pre-existing thing. Like, alternative is, like, the alternative to what? Like, that's a word. Whereas rock and roll, in and of itself, doesn't mean anything. So you can ascribe a value to rock and roll. Also, I'm checking the rares along the way. So I found Pinchy here. Oh! Silver Tongue Sapphire. Oh! Lightning Evocation Focus Necklace. Okay. God damn it. Shrim is the epitome of, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Correct. Batch things till they die. This is neat to see. Hell yeah, dude. Important note, this is, the movement that I'm doing is a little hard to do. But the actual, just general damage that this does, where you're like, oh man, the damage you're dealing is crazy. Well, I'm using items I found that are very common on a character I made yesterday. And I haven't touched the auction house or anything else. Is there maximum strike through? Yes, it's 400%. You cannot achieve 400% strike through. It's mathematically impossible. There's not enough items in the game, but that is the cap.
You spot Scythe as he passes up the valley. Spooking several smoke as he lumbers by.
God damn, man. I love playing spellcasters, dude. Oh, it's so good. It's so much faster.
A massive saber-toothed cat.
I had to fight all these on my stupid fight. I like melee. I really do like melee, but this is awesome. Oh my goodness gracious. What do you mean I'm not facing the Polacanthus? Get out of here. Better question is, what's the highest level strike through possible? Good question. I think a good expectation is 200%. 200% is very achievable for a lot of strike through builds. Ow! Stop chomping me, bastard. Damn dino sour.
Clearly shaken by your strength, Scythe Ball smashes through the bamboo, exposing another trail.
Oh man, I love playing spellcasters. I love playing spellcasters. Oh. I feel so good. The big dino? Oh hell yeah, it is. Big dino going down. Important note, you might be like, wow, this is like really easy. So, in heroics, yes, this dinosaur is not that dangerous. in epics, T-Rexes are no joke. And on the landscape here, I'm going to skip past it. There's a dinosaur called Stonejaw, and it is unbelievably dangerous. So I will drive past it and show you where it is. It will kill you. If you're on Hardcore League and you go to fight Stonejaw, it's going to kill you. I'm very sorry. You didn't know what you were doing, and you are going to die. You made a mistake. You should not have fought the T-Rex. 400 possible to get with Barb and Fury as half orc. Oh, true, because I forgot about you get the Wade 3. We get the plus 50% on a Vorpal. I'm also checking for the books. There it is. The little journal pieces give experience points, but they're also semi-random.
No difficulty concocting a plan. Infiltrate the village.
You can outrun Stonejaw on a horse. So a horse can outrun Stonejaw. And Stonejaw's movement speed is about 170%. So if you can clear 170, you're good. If you can't clear 170, you are bad. Because, not like a bad player, but like the situation is now bad and possibly inescapable. There, that thing. See that? The CR20? You want me to shoot it? Let me shoot it here. So that health bar that you can't even see the damage on was about 300 damage. I think Stonejaw is about 25,000 hit points, somewhere along that. I think more than that, actually. Which is why I immediately ran away.
I am no coward. I will not die.
Me and Nimeth probably did about 450 to it, and I couldn't even... It was just like the tiniest sliver out of its health bar.
Here in the Isle of Dread's primordial forest.
It is cool. There are 3 monsters on the landscape in Isle of Dread that are considered like raid bosses. Stonejaw is a raid boss. He will kill you. Because it's not just health. The damage is also gigantic. And it also has 2 debuffs. It has it has 3 debuffs. So it has a slow, it has a roar where it tilts its head up and roars in an AoE. Everything in the area starts taking massive sonic damage. So even if you're running away, and if there's many of you, one person can't take it. Everyone needs to be able to survive the sonic damage. When it bites you, it reduces your fortification and your maximum health by 10%. It was a good time.
Your guide explains that several small hunting
I like that Nimeth doesn't have a shield. She could have a shield. She's like, nah. Okay, this is where you want Death Ward, because there are monsters in here called Shamans. The Shamans have access to farm a very high-level spell. It's a high-level cleric wizard spell, or cleric sorcerer, or sorry, cleric favored soul spell. It hits really hard, so I'm going to be killing the shaman first. If you have Death Ward, this is where you need to. Yeah, the dinosaur will kill you. There's also a green dragon, so there's a shaman on the right side here, so I'm going to be ignoring this stuff and going for the shaman. Instead. So always go for the shamans first. They are the most dangerous things in here. The necromancers don't matter, just get the shaman. I don't think there's a shaman in this pack. There's not. The necromancer. I'm just going to be using AoEs and spell-like abilities. My spell-like abilities will save me a lot of mana going forward. Talk to this boyo and free him.
The captive explains that their hunting party was captured by a group of marauders.
I'm also going to be breaking all the breakables along the way, because they're all in these big punches, and I have Sonic Blast. There's a shaman on the right side of this room, so I'm going to walk in and kill shaman. Walk in, I missed. Corner. It is also in a Avernus Battle Rager, which means it would do extra damage if it did actually hit me, so I needed to be careful. Champ shamans are, like, deadly. Again, Death Ward prevents all of their damage, but I don't have Death Ward. There's another shaman on the right. It's in the middle of the pack. So just kind of whip this through, and the shaman's dead, so we're all set. Oh, I don't think there's a shaman here. Oh, there's a shaman on the right. It's dead now. Again, it might seem silly to call out every shaman, because I can one-shot them. But if you can't one-shot them, it is nice to know where the shamans are, or where the different shaman are. If you screw up the puzzle, improve your worth, how do you reset it? If you improve your worth, what's the puzzle? Improve your worth. Oh, there's 2 levers. They're next to each other. One of them fires the puzzle, the other one resets it. So just put pull the one that has like the green crystal and red crystal on either side of it.
Were taken down it and never came back. Then the former captives make their way
And
towards
recast
the
Rage.
and freedom.
That's not Rage.
A door opens to the west.
I think the shaman's on the left side. It is. The rest are just warriors. Again, warriors I'm going to ignore. Skirmishers and marauders, oh my. Also, for whatever reason, spell-like abilities can't be ground targeted, except for Snowball Swarm, which is ground targetable. I do not know why. This character's so much faster. It's going to be kind of funny that the solo fighter is going to literally take like triple the video duration. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes in under 18 hours, or not under 18, under 22 hours total video. Solo fighter is like 17 parts, solo bard 8.
He mutters, "That
Oh, spellcasters.
Oh well, I have one more surprise in store.
And there's melees down here. It's a big dinosaur, so I'm going to cast Displacement so it can't hurt me. And then I'm just going to start laying into all of my spells.
slide towards the cabin a bit further down the corridor."
Get out of here, Crimson Foot.
Gives way to a stone table.
Now we kill the big boss, who is doing the friggin' Indy 500 over here, going in circles. Please. Also, this is one of the few times I've actually finished the quest with Nimeth Celebel having almost full hit points. Oh, so the when you see that square, that's a Triceratops, they stomp. You have to get out of the square when they stomp. That is a very basic mechanic if you've played other MMORPGs, where monsters will mark off an area and you have to get out of the way. This is the first time it's happening in DDO, so some of you DDO players may have not seen that. Played literally every other MMORPG. There'll be things where a monster will mark off like an area, and then anyone in the area takes damage.
Charges the large wooded gate, opening a way for you to escape
All right,
the arena.
trinket, 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 trinket. Damn it! I was really hoping to streamer RNG that trinket. The trinket that drops out of here is saving throws, healing amplification, and I think good luck. So bonus to all, it's like resistance bonus to saves and luck bonus to saves and something else. So good. No, it's sheltering. It's sheltering, healing amp, and luck bonus to saves. It's so good. Oh well. Okay, so the next quest is called Spiders and Flies. It's full of a monster called the Ettercap. A Ettercap is this weird bug spider monster. They do disgustingly high amounts of physical damage. They are, I think, the hardest hitting monsters in DDO. Like, straight up. Nothing hits harder than the Ettercap, except for, like, bosses and, like, certain unique monsters. As in, like, just a base monster type with no modifiers. I think Ettercaps hit the hardest, so be mindful when you fight Ettercaps, please. They are dangerous. Also, I'm gonna go kill this named Ettercap for loot. For loot. And I can level up. Hell yeah. And I got nothing. Hell yeah. And I grip it. Good. Damn, playing solo fighter now. Yeah, solo fighter's not bad, dude. Just bear in mind that solo fighter was fun and it works and it's very strong. The other hard part about playing Bard is this. I'm just checking for a rare here. There's no rare. If you see any dinosaurs here, that means this rare is not there. But the reason why I don't think Solo Bard is necessarily better, it is probably close to double the speed, but also bear in mind, I have a lot less health than I did on the fighter. So, like, at this point, my fighter had closer to like 350, almost 400 hit points. And by 12, my fighter had almost 600 to 700 hit points. This character is not going to have that much health. I will be lucky if I hit 600 by level 20. I hope I hit 600 by level 20. But we'll see. Right. Ettercaps. Apparently I didn't hit any of these. So they're hitting me. That guy hit me for 23. Through my physical resistance rating, or like through my Stoneskin. So it was a 33 damage hit, just straight up. So if I get by like 3 of those, it's near death. So I'm going to be keeping displacement up most of the time, and just ducking into shrines when I need more mana. There's so many healths too. So many healths. Oh, and there's behind us too. Live, Nimeth, live. I still have access to this spell, Cure Light Wounds spell-like ability. I'm going to be holding on to that for a while because I can maximize and quicken it, and it's a level 1 spell. The higher level the spell, the longer it takes to cast because it's more powerful, and so Cure Light Wounds is a very fast casting level 1 spell. So I'm doing a lot of like backtracking and being careful and stuff.
From somewhere ahead.
It's hurt. Feel bad. Here. Yeah, a little less talking, a little more focusing. One of the few challenging quests in Isle of Dread.
The grateful pixies ask you to also free their children.
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad, but it can be. Oh, my sonic soundburst did not go out. That's good. My soundburst didn't hit him again. Weird. There's like a weird targeting here. I think it's because of the shallowness of the ceiling. Having my lightning still does a lot of damage. At 192 or whatever. Just having that add-on every 20% of the time is really nice. There is a secret door here that I can get access with True Seeing. It has an extra chest. I don't really need to loot the extra chest, so I'm not going to. Extra chests are really good in Isle of Dread when you're doing this in Epics, because the legendary Isle of Dread has all of the dinosaur bone crafting. If you want to know more about that, I did make a full YouTube video about dinosaur bone crafting, how it works and what it's good for, and how people hit like literally 100,000 hits. This character will be able to do 100,000 damage with a spell, thanks to dinosaur bone crafting, and I'm probably not going to craft it on this build because it is time for me to do, but you can now do it thanks to Isle of Dread without raids. But to do that, you need to do the crafting system, which means you have to farm it out, which means you have to do a lot of legendary Isle of Dread. Every chest in the Isle of Dread drops the materials that you need, so if you just do optionals in Isle of Dread, it's actually a good thing. And because not only are you getting experience, but you're usually getting extra treasure chests, which makes it easier for you to do all your crafting. So you will see quite a lot of people do Isle of Dread groups where they run and do all the optionals along the way, which is both fun because it's fun to do optionals sometimes, and it's also fun because it means that you just get to have the slightly odd experience, or everyone's getting not only the extra XP, the treasure, but you're getting the slightly odd experience of getting like complete quests, where you're actually everybody is doing everything. I'm going to be using the shrine here, but I just need to make sure I kill all the monsters that are in this hallway because they are dangerous, and I do not want to get surrounded. Oh. I do not know where my hireling is. Also, the spitters do the amount of damage they deal with their spit is also no joke. A lot of monsters that have those like range attacks are usually pretty pitiful by comparison to their melee counterparts. Think about the kobolds when they stab you versus the kobold throwers, where the little fire bags do almost nothing. The ettercaps, nope, they are just as deadly at range. So again, be careful. First started, yeah. That's why I like the idea of them incentivizing other reasons to do optionals, and so adding like stuff like that, where there's materials or ingredients used for a crafting system in an optional, I think that's good. Because just experience means that it's the fastest leveling path, so everybody does it. But because it's not just experience, it means some people will say, okay, I actually don't want to farm the whole thing today, and then they don't have to do it, and they can still get their experience and have a good time. So basically, in this room, I'm going to be alternating between throwing down Soundburst, healing. Oh my god, that thing hurts. Oh wait, Golden. Soundburst, healing, Mobile Swarm, and Shout. So it's constantly stunning the monsters in the room. When I have a few more points, I will probably end up quickening Soundburst. I think you can get efficient metamagic quicken here, and I might take this to reduce quicken by 8 points. Which means I can leave Quicken on for 2 extra mana, which is kind of good, but we'll see. Instead of Maximize. Because just having everything be quickened all the time, 2 additional mana per spell to double the cast speed on everything is kind of good. And really helpful for like the higher level things.
Of this huge exotic tree.
So I will want to quicken everything anyway. Alright, time for Wild Thing. Wild Thing is fun because it is a showcase of pretty much every dinosaur in the expansion. So there's 9 different dinosaurs, and they're all featured in Wild Thing. So if you haven't done Isle of Dread yet, but you want to see all the dinosaurs, Wild Thing.
Some large creature has wreaked havoc in the surrounding landscape. An islander surveys the felled trees and crushed huts. No doubt he's the tracker you were sent to find.
Sorry. I didn't respond to a message real quick. Had to is actually not true. It was more of a want to, but anyway. Alright, time to fight some stinging swarms. Swarms are best dealt with area of effect damage. They actually take half damage from melees, just because. Have you ever tried to swing a weapon at a cloud of freaking bugs? You got a pack of bugs right on top of you? Yeah, you need like... It's the bug spray that gets them, not the spray, or not the sword. There's little compies right here. Come out of the woodwork. They're all hiding in the grass. If you go to the right, you will summon a water weird. So I'm gonna kill the water weird here. It has a chest underneath it, and I guess I can use the chest for something here. No real complaints. Water weirds usually are not that dangerous. They also have an effect underneath them that they can like summon water under themselves that deals damage. It's not a lot of damage. Also, Rip Valen, slain at level 12. Poor guy. These dinosaurs right here, the red Allosauruses, are much more dangerous. They have very high saving throws. They do a lot of damage. These ones are always champs. And I'm hoping I can stun at least one of them so I can get like a little bit of breathing room. But that does not appear to be super possible. I did stun one, which is good. Ooh, they have a lot of health. They're dead now. Also, I like how they flail their arms before they die. Hilarious. Another thing I should be doing, dinosaurs are physical creatures. They only have physical attacks. So what you do for dinosaurs is, it turns out you use displacement. It's very good. There's a bunch of compies I'm running into, or I guess a bunch of raptors. So I just wanted to run forward to pull everything kind of together, save myself some spell points, and then just keep throwing out AoE damage. This quest can be very fast. So also stay out of those squares. This quest can be very fast if you just sprint to the end. Also, the final boss, I didn't know this. I just guess we kill it so fast. This guy actually hurts real bad on epics. I don't know how bad it hurts. On epics, this guy hurts. Yankylosaurus. Get him out of here. And it's over. Nice 3-minute quest. Yo, what's up, Darth Dubious? How are ya? How's your day going? Hopefully, very well. Yeah. Also, if you're like a new player and you want to follow along with what I'm doing, I should probably have said this several hours ago. I'm pretty good at playing Spellcaster. You will not have the same experience because you don't have the amount of time invested into learning how to play Spellcaster as I do, but you'll get there soon. Just be aware you may die once or twice along this path, so take your time and don't stress about that, and maybe don't do your first Spellcaster on hardcore. The reason why I'm climbing this rock is because at the top there's a floor, and it's cool that on top of this rock that's randomly in the Isle of Dread, there's like a shrine. You can rest. Moon is up. The day is over, so excellent. That's good. Also, there's a rare here. Whoa! Or at least there was. Come on, something good. Fill up some space. Still, glad to hear you're having a good evening. It's 9 o'clock? Oh my god. I did not know how much time has passed. I am having so much fun just leveling this character. I have not paid attention. I've just been going, dude. It's night? Oh my god.
Marauders are camped around the crumbling ruins. Summoned here.
Okay, cool. Okay, 3 more days in vacation. Nice. Are you doing anything on your vacation, or is it like a staycation where it's just like, hey, I need to fucking chill. I just need some chill time, which is also good. Sometimes you gotta have that chill time. I do like staycations. I do like vacations, or like travelcations. Good. Because I recently went on a travelcation, and when usually I would take a staycation. Okay, so there's a secret door here, and there is a chest here. The chest is locked and is surrounded by traps. It's all pressure plates, so I'm not going to get that, but that's just something you can now know. It is surrounded by pressure plates. So if you want to get that, you have to have a way to manage that. Also, Kopru Reveler, more like Kopru is stunned by my Soundburst. Important note, when you stun a monster with Soundburst, I didn't explain this in the video, the monster being stunned means it's helpless, so it incurs helpless damage, which means you actually deal, I think it's 25% more damage to helpless targets. It used to be 50% more damage to helpless targets, but it was too strong, so they nerfed it down to, I think, 20%. Or I'm hallucinating, and I remember reading that they were nerfing it, and they didn't actually nerf it. Oh, also another important thing about Isle of Dread, every time you kill a living person on Isle of Dread, they will sometimes get resurrected as a undead. That's part of the Isle of Dread, is that the dead come back to life. Bro, this guy's a god. He just keeps dodging all my attacks. So that is one of the reasons why one of the item sets at endgame is called the Walking Ancestors set, because the ancestors walk around. And also part of the agriculture here, in the Isle of Dread, the and undead are effectively tamed and are used to, tend to the crops and other things. A lot of the manual labor is done by the undead, and necromancers are very important to the security and safety of the island. It's a weird way to think about things, but it's cool. I like it. Hey, are you stunned? Minoros Taker? Holy shit, that guy's a lot of health. There is a lever to reset.
By the sound of a door opening in the distance.
Reset what? Staycation, I can't wait to do absolutely nothing. Yeah, do you have any games lined up or anything? I do love me some sit around and play some video game-cations.
Mesmerized members of the sea turtle clan stand in the clearing, tended by mirages.
Who would tend to a crop with a zombie when there are tractors? Long. How inefficient.
Well, the thing is, the zombies are free, though. So you do get your return on investment in the future, but yeah. Oh. Lever the puzzle improve your worth? Yes, there is a lever to reset the puzzle, yeah. I thought I answered that question earlier, but yes, there is. If I missed it, I apologize. I thought I did. I'm going to do Shrine because there's a Kopru in the next room, and I'm scared of Kopru. I just thought you used the reanimated to attack, not farm. You would think, but think about the agriculture, right? So, some of you might have seen the popular horror zombie movie Shaun of the Dead. In the feature-length film Shaun of the Dead, spoiler alert for the movie, I guess. It's really old. Anyway, in the movie, at the end of it, once they get saved, the zombies are then used for all sorts of different forms of entertainment. And so in one of them, they have zombie races where the zombies are basically have to pull heavy weights, and there's meat at the end of a hallway, and the zombies are racing to get to the meat. It's used for entertainment. You can use zombies for all sorts of stuff once you get access to it. Fallout 76 or Borderlands 3. Nice. So I will say this. I know a lot of people that are playing Fallout 76 right now and are having fun. I can't tell you if it's good, but I know a lot of people that are playing and having fun.
The whispering stopped.
Like right now, specifically now.
And all
I
you
don't know if they did a big update or I don't know.
is falling.
It's also because it was given away for free a few, last month or whatever, or 2 months ago on Steam. So, could also, or not Steam, on Epic Games or on Amazon Prime. One of the two. What type of music do you listen to? I listen to a whole lot of things, and I have a relatively eclectic playlist. The end result is that I just have a very eclectic taste and playlist. So, if you'd like to see my playlist, I have a link to it below. It's what I listen to every single day. But I also have a redeem function in the chat, which is what song, so you can just figure out, so I can tell you what song I'm listening to. I don't play music through the live stream because that gets you bannerinoed. And also, while you can have things where the music only plays on the VOD, but not on the actual live stream, I don't have to subject people to the type of music that I listen to if they don't like it. Instead, I give people the opportunity to listen to their own music, and then you can also watch along, or you can just listen to my playlist if you want to get the full experience at the same time. That's also an option. Currently, I am listening to Fat Boy Slim, Weapon of Choice. And then after that, I just skip to the next song. It's Invisible by Linkin Park, from their last album before Chester Bennington passed away.
Noticing you approach, his face glows with hope.
So yeah, I listen to a lot of different types of music. I listen to some hip-hop. I listen to some pop music. I do love me some top 40. I listen to a lot of that emo music. Huge fan. As a kid in the 2000s, that's what we did. I listen to a lot of electronic music. I like electronic music quite a lot. I just realized I can't use Light Cold on Undead. Yeah, so I listen to a lot of stuff. Some video game music. Video game music is always good. Or electronic music that's meant to emulate video game music, stuff like that. Bare Naked Ladies. I don't listen to a lot of folk music, but I know not a lot of Great Big Sea and other stuff. But I do listen to the Bare Naked Ladies. Big fan. Just grew up with it. There's very few music or artists that there's not a lot of genres I don't really listen to, but there are some. I don't really listen to any country music. I am not a country music fan. I find all of the music I can't connect with at all. I literally can't relate to anything a single human has said in a single country song at any point in human history. I am a city-loving, computer-using person who does not own a dog because I'm allergic. I don't like big trucks because driving smaller vehicles is easier and more convenient. I don't like construction. I don't like fishing or doing really anything outdoorsy. And I guess I do like it. I guess the only thing I can relate is when they sing about how there was a girl who was wearing a flannel shirt and jeans with cowboy boots. I mean, I can get behind that. Yeah. That's, generally I'm not much of a country music listener. I also don't really listen to a lot of screamo or heavy metal. I listen to some metal, but not a lot of it, because I find it's just mentally draining. I listen to very few slow songs. There's traps here. Wherever you see a bear trap, jump to the side so you don't land in the bear trap and you avoid the fire. I don't listen to any slow music. Most of the music I listen to is a higher RPM, generally, just because that's the type of music that I listen to. I need Stoneskin again. I don't listen to classical music, not because there's anything wrong with classical music, but because, again, it's the high RPM stuff. That, and also I like to sing along with my music, usually when I get the chance. So, and you can't really sing along with classical, it's just not that works. You need Death Block. Commodore Elena has instant kill spells. If you don't have Death Block, she is going to instantly kill you. So you've been warned. Yeah, so I don't listen to a lot of that. What else do I not really listen to? Easy way to describe it. That's most everything else, yeah. No country, no classical. Not a lot of screamo. Oh! Insightful charisma, mana, potency, curse resistance helmet. Oh! That's what I'm talking about. You don't get that kind of pull every day, and on your solo bard, oh, that feels good. I cannot wait to die in the next quest. Oh, man. Awesome. That's an awesome upgrade. Wow. Wowzers. Wow-rino. Amazing. What was I talking about? Music? Oh, yeah, music I don't listen to. Dude, Dax Depression. It's pretty good. I'll put it on the list.
Into their home.
You make your way into the massive
Other music I don't really listen to.
structure.
Oh yeah, also, I'm not a huge fan of love songs.
Structure was built by the Cobra.
Not because love songs are bad, but the traditional love song is bad. Like all of the the Ed Sheeran, you know, nonsense of like where it's like some big long ballad where they're like, you know, basically kind of rhyme Shakespeare and all that. I find I just like don't even understand that on a chemical level. It's so confusing to me. The type of love songs I really like are like the Blink-182 love songs, which are all about like the stress and the emotion of like falling in love with somebody, but your brain is going in every different direction and you're constantly second guessing yourself, and it's like the greatest feeling in the world, but also somehow not the greatest feeling in the world, and you're just clinging on to the highs and it feels great, but then sometimes you're nervous and, you know, it's complicated, it's wishy-washy. That type of stuff makes sense to me.
An illusion. Before
Dude,
you
RNG, that's me. I am all about the streamer RNG. But all that other stuff, yeah, not about it. God damn. So this quest is full of traps. This next room is heavily trapped. This quest is called Bullywugs and Booby Traps. This is how you get through this quest without having the ability to disable traps at all. There's spike traps right ahead. So they go in order 1, 2, 3. Just walk with the up traps. Second, fire, jump over it. You should have house P buffs. You should have the jump skill leveled. You should have a whole bunch of skill points at this point. You can do exactly what I'm doing with the Bardic Inspiration and the Greater Heroism, so do that. Can you experiment? Who has spell resistance, but not enough. Sucker. You'll still notice that even though I probably won't die to the trap, I'm still swapping in the shield, and I'm still jumping with the shield over where I know the traps are, because I do not want to put myself in a situation where I accidentally die, because that's embarrassing. We'll let Nimeth probably clear up a bunch of these guys, because this room is full of bullywugs, and they're kind of everywhere. So they're mostly ranged, though, so I'm going to like kind of let them lump up in a big pile and start AoEing them down, as opposed to trying to find them individually and start to tear them down. Other music I don't listen to. Yeah, and then everything else is pretty much like fair game. As I said, I'm pretty eclectic in my playlist, and I listen to a lot of higher RPM stuff. Also, I don't have to listen to music in English or even music that has words. I don't listen to a lot of the lo-fi stuff. I do sometimes. Green is square. Blue is triangle. Is square. Blue is triangle. Door opens. Here's Nimeth. I like how this guy's just been sitting here just attacking me for so long. I'm going to use this opportunity where I'm not in combat to just refresh my 2 wand buffs, because they're the shortest ones that I have. Alright, so the floor is going to break and drop you into a trap. So what you do, here's the pillar, line up with the pillar. Okay, you're going to walk straight here. You're going to go more left and walk with the pillar. There are spike traps down there. That was scary. Did I pass the shrine? No, I didn't. The shrine up ahead. Also, remember why I killed that bullywug optional on the side in the previous hallway? Force of habit, I always do it in epics, because I want to get the extra loot. So, maybe you can learn that habit too. I'm going to be using the shrine, because this is a longer quest, and as I said, if a quest is longer, just use every shrine when you get the chance. It makes it way easier to get through different types of content. So you're in the clear. What else is pretty good? Oh yeah, I don't know what the genre is, but like some of you guys might know the actual name of the genre, but the like I guess it's like power metal or whatever, that like really heavy fantasy metal. so like Dragon Force and things like that. I started listening to some of that again because when I was in high school, dude, I used to listen to Dragon Force all the time. I thought it was this. Now that I'm a grown up, I had forgotten about it entirely, and I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was like watching a YouTube video, and I heard the song "Fury of the Storm" by Dragon Force come on, and I realized I know every word to this song, but I have not seen it heard it in a very, very long time. And it was just like a weird like wake up moment. It was very cool. Okay, so this room is extremely dangerous. The fire traps knock you down and keep you in the trap. It is essential that you have a way to protect yourself from fire and to jump. Go to the right side because it's easier and safer. The trap box, by the way, is back here under the staircase. Wait. And then jump. Wait. Then jump. Wait. And you want to be moving forward. Because if you get knocked down, your character still has in the air, they still have forward momentum, and they will go through.
Several of the flame jets.
Hello, man, Bard man. Any 6 solos while soloing today? Dude, you want to see the sickest solo ever? Look at this. Helmet and Weep. Walking Ancestor's Helmet. Insightful Charisma, Wizardry Potency. Let's go. I just ripped it here. Jump over the traps. Put your shield on to jump over the traps. The floor is going to break here. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to use this rock. See this rock? Line up with the rock. Walk forward. Use that rock, line up with the rock. Where Stephen Terryberry went on stage secretly and played with Dragon Force. It's hilarious. I remember the guy, I can't remember the name of the guy, but one of like the lead guitarists or whatever on, I think it was the lead guitarist or singer, one of the two. But he was streaming on Twitch and he was playing his own songs, like playing it with his own guitar. And he got his stream taken down because it was copyright. And he was like, what the fuck? It was really funny. Like, yep. Nobody is above the law. But yeah, I've been having a good day. How about you, cruisy man? How are you? How was your trip to and from the workplace that you work today? I ask because in my city, the city of Ottawa, it was a full blizzard. It was snowing so much yesterday, and it was snowing so much today. There was over a foot of snow left on the ground. I don't have to deal with any of it because I don't leave my house. But other people that, you know, have jobs and have to go to work had to deal with all that nonsense.
A real solid monolith stands before you, resonating with magical energy. As you attune to the monolith, powerful magics radiate within you. This enchantment will help protect
busy,
you
thankfully,
from the
brothers and
curses
sisters
found in the
Blizzard. It was great.
temple at the
Again, I just got to sit around. I sat in this house. I played some video games. I had an issue with my file for my Warlock video guide, where basically I wanted to upload it, but I had to edit it, and OBS is currently, or was at the time, outputting MKV file type, which I can't edit with any of my software. And I was like, whoops. Also, dinosaur. I like the dinosaur. And so, I scrambled for hours to figure out what to do, because I'm not a computer guy, so I'm like, MKV file type? What does this mean? And so, eventually, finally, I realized that I can solve my problem by eventually solving it. I mean, after I realized, I was like, damn it, this is unsalvageable. I can't fix this problem. Every time I convert it to from one file type to another, to something to edit, it's like the audio bricks, video bricks, or something else. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? I'm boned. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to future-proof myself. So I went into OBS, and there's the option to pick what file type you want it to output. And I was like, I want MP4. That just makes it easier, so that way, at least I won't be like painted into a corner. And then when I swap it to MP4, it says, it's like, oh, by the way, if you use MP4 instead of MKV, then if there's any type of interruption, either your internet goes out, blue screen of death, or something like that, the MP4 will be corrupted and will be unusable, whereas the MKV won't be corrupted and won't be unusable. Also, if you just want to have it in MP4, just use the, what's the option here? Just go to File and click Remux Recordings, and you can have it remuxed into MP4. I was like, what? So I clicked it. Dude, 8-hour video.
You
Boom.
open the door.
It was like 2 seconds, and that's an
fussy
MP4.
chamber. You spy
It was
one of the
perfect.
crests you're
I'm like,
looking
damn it.
for in the back of the room, locked behind a gate.
Why didn't I check that yesterday? Computers. At least they told me that's how it works. It's a dog? Oh, doggo. I see. Big, one of them big scaly doggos. So there's a good chance that every dinosaur is like bird adjacent, not just raptors, but like all the dinosaurs had like feathers and stuff. But no, I like the lizard dinos. Like raptors with feathers are cool. I'm not saying they aren't cool, but like a T-Rex that's all feathery. I like the lizard dinos. And before I do this, swim. I'm not gonna swim fast. Also, wait, Eltorms? Who's Eltorms? Somebody named Eltorms died to a Cliff Guardian and I didn't notice. Because I'm Elstrim, so somebody named Eltorms. I don't know who that is, but I assume that they're adjacent to Elstrim. Maybe my head is too big. Nope, that's not what you do. How do I get out of this? All set. I don't have my house P buffs anymore, so I need to be ridiculously careful. I wasn't paying attention, and I just realized I don't have them. So I need to be very careful about elemental damage. So to prevent myself from dying to something stupid, I'm going to shove potions in my character's gullet, so I'm protected from elemental damage. This is why I still have these potions. Preventing my death from my own stupidity. Also important note, I will not be doing the final quest of this chain for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is that the final quest in this chain has a boss that deals, that it's a Kopru, and it casts the spell Iceberg in Heroics. I don't know why, but it does over 300 damage. I can't deal with a 300 damage Iceberg, so if it casts the spell, I just die. That's it. So I'm not going to waste my time and throw my character into the wood chipper. This is not Tucker and Dale versus Evil, so I don't need to do that. Which, if you haven't watched that movie yet since I recommended it, you should go watch it. It's very funny. I was told to watch it, God, at least a year ago, and I didn't. I'm an idiot. I was wrong, and I've learned my lesson. So, fun fact about this quest. When it first released, the Isle of Dread, people were grabbing the crest and realizing that there's a fight, and you can just skip the fight by casting Dimension Door. So what they did is they just made Defeat the Mummy, so killing the mummy and all of its ads, mandatory part of the quest. Just like a way to do it. I hate that. If you want people to ride the quest, it's fine. Cat is dead. Kill this triple skeleton fighter. And now you can cast Dimension Door and leave the adventure. Then we go to the left. I actually really like the Stone Crypt Chronicle. I think it's a very cool adventure. I like how it's got so many different areas you can go in and explore all at the same time. This quest, to me, feels very much like a level from Super Mario 64. Into the play space. It's got the secret with the eggs. It's got secret doors all over the place. And little hints and stuff to find. It's cool. I'm not killing any of the monsters out there. You might be wondering why, because you might think to yourself, well, Strimtom has to deal with that on the way out. Dimension Door. I'll be skipping all of those monsters on the way out, so I don't really care. I'm a very aggressive Dimension Door user when I get the opportunity. And so you will learn how to Dimension Door like a pro. There's a reason why I keybind this spell. I press it enough that it warrants getting keybound. So that thing bit through my stuff. Dread leaping spiders. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I do dread the leaping spiders.
You stumble into the den.
Okay, also, that thing literally instantaneously ripped off my Stoneskin by itself. Horrifying. What a horrifying monster. I hate that. Grab the crest of the snake. Dimension door out. I have all the crests, so now it's time to finish up this quest. I got all the crests, so let's finish the quest. But that's not possible. What's not possible? You can climb across this bridge as well, and then just climb on here, and that way you can be at the end much faster and sooner, instead of having to do all this weird climbing. 10 stone skin per hit? Yes, but the Eder cap hit me like 6 times in a row. It just went like boom, 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 boom. Because what they do is they do this attack where they take their head, they go head right, head back, head in, head back, head left, head back, swipe, swipe. So it's like 5 hits super fast. If you watch them do it, you'll see the animation. That's they basically hit you like 5 times in a row. So I have to be very careful.
I heard Gullet. Hey, officer. We've had a doozy of a day. We were just making some improvements on our new house, when this guy here shoved himself into the wood chipper. And there's another one up there, who shoved a spear in his gullet. Have you heard anything about this, cause we are just stumped?
It's such a good part of the movie. The check in the body. And the officer, look, this is not what it looks like. Those Eder caps do that up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, BA, start. Yeah. It's tough. Like, when the monsters are just friggin' ripping the Konami code at you, that's when you know the shit's serious. Also, I'm targeting the monster in back, so I hit the big guy and also the guy in back with the lightning bolt.
Now you are free to search.
So as I said, I'm not going to be doing the final quest because the final quest is terrifying and dangerous. Heavy armor! I don't need. What is that necklace? What did I just pick up?
And also help yourself to any other
Sheltering 8.
catch your eye.
It's not that bad. Anyway, that's Isle of Dread. I just did the whole thing. I didn't know how much Isle of Dread I was going to do, but I guess the whole thing works well for me.
Gargoyles roost
Damn.
in the canyon ruins beyond this weather-beaten gateway.
What do I do now? I was going to do Vaughn 1 and 2. So I think I still will go do that. I have some more 8s I can go run. I'm going to go pick up all the items I think here. Just pick up all the loot from these guys. Spend some more points. I only have 1. Okay. Well, I'm going to bank it for now. Willful Cloak of Dodge. Didn't I have a better cloak? I feel like I did. Yeah, I feel like I had a better cloak than what I'm wearing, but whatever. All these items are not very good, so I'm going to grab the cloak and sell it out of the game. Invocation 2. Charisma 5 ring is interesting. I don't need Radiance. I don't need Combustion. I will take the Blasting. I think for the most part I'm probably going to be relying on +4 Charisma because my items are not going to be perfect, so I'll probably be relying on +4 Charisma. House P-Bus for a long time. Good. I did not do this quest. I'm going to use my VIP skip. It's the benefit of being a VIP. You can skip 1 quest in each saga. Whoa! Get the extra XP. Whoa. 29,000. That's like 1 quest. Well, it's 1 quest skipped anyway. Devoted. Quarterstaves are useless. Impulsive. Expected accuracy, feather falling, insulated. Oh, these items are bad. On Isle of Dread. Give me something good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what you got? Okay. Come on, Isle of Dread, give me something good. Glaciated, Dire Devotion. Sonic Lore of False Life is better than Healing Lore of False Life, so I will take it. It's got more health on it, and it's got Healing Lore. Or Sonic Lore, so that's critical damage of my spells. I do like critical chance. No. Good here. Aster, the Pixie Emissary, has a mana glove, which is kind of better than my glove, but like oddly enough, not that much better. So I'm just gonna take it. Metamorphic of Impulse, Prudent of Spell Sight. I can't use any of these items. Rats. Not like can't use, they're just like not really better than what I have already. Like, if you're wondering why don't I take the Constitution 4 item, because obviously that's good, I get Constitution 4 from House P buffs, so I don't really need this. It's not really as necessary. Well, wah wah, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Bard Song to myself. I'm going to apply Greater Heroism to myself. Now I have all of the stats that I need, and then I'm going to sell everything. Because the cost of the Greater Heroism scroll basically is already paid for by the time I finish selling all of this gear. And now I can also examine to see if there's anything I missed that's kind of good. Devoted of Lightning Lore is interesting. If I was dual wielding, that'd be okay. I'm gonna bank the Emerald's Gumshoes. This is potency 46, so my gloves actually don't do anything. So that's interesting. I could probably buy some new gloves on the auction house. I have lots of money. The benefit of being a bard. Just go to the auction house, see what people are selling. To quote my good friend the merchant from Resident Evil, "What are you buying?" Stranger, stranger. Now that's a weapon. And good times. I'm gonna be replaying that game at some point. Here on the stream, on the old live stream. Because I like it. It's a very fun video game, Resident Evil 4. And there's a graphics mod I've wanted to play before they do the remake. Because I'm sure the remake's going to be fine, because all the other remakes were pretty good, but it's more so I just want to do it myself. Okay, so what have we got in here? Feather Falling, that's good. Magma Waders. Sword Cross Topaz is good. This is good. Bank that, that's good. Okay, why didn't I bank this? Evocation's fine. These are 2 evocation with. You're starting to become a desert at this point. I mean, yeah. You have to have, like, you need reasons to bank to post anything on the auction house. And that's the hard part, is it's really easy to just, like, at this point, my character's at 41,000 platinum. My platinum is never going down. It is now only going up. So I don't need to sell a single item on the auction house because I'm going to be banking out. Or capping out. The only time I would sell anything is if I want to assist somebody to get some more stats. That's pretty much it. Like, if I want to be like, hey, guys, check it out. I have some inspected items. Like goggles of, like, search, insightful search, and spot. And I post them on the auction house for someone to just have. I think that's the way that most people probably do it, because the extra platinum is not super valuable. It's valuable when you get started, sure, but I'm level 10 and I'm already post-platinum. I can buy full quantities of whatever I want. I can fill up all these potion stacks, which is actually not a bad idea. I can fill up all these scroll stacks, which is actually not a bad idea. But no, I'm going to be going into... I'm going to do Vaughn 1 and 2. Do I need to do Vaughn 1 and 2? I'll at least do Vaughn 1. Vaughn stands for Vault of Night. It is a quest chain in House Kundark. Are there other 8s I want to do? Temple of Elemental Evil Part 1 is also pretty cool. It is a fun quest to do. It has some randomized traps, but it also has a pair of gloves with quality charisma and magical sheltering. What are the odds that I get through Part 1 of Temple of Elemental Evil without dying and with the gloves? My guess is 0, but, you know, in terms of odds, 0% chance. Like, I'm just going to get taken down.
This looks like the underground highway to Tharask Arena. Search for dirt. Keep your guard up.
So many spells to cast. Stoneskin. Stoneskin, dude. Put the Stoneskin on. I must have stone skin. Go. Also, because I have so much AoE, just having this lightning strike at all really amps up the amount of damage that I deal, because anytime I deal sonic or cold damage to a target, it will routinely give me extra damage on that from the lightning. Oh, I'm sorry, Eggnog. Are you dying to my damage? Apparently not. Got ahead of myself. They gave me a chest. And then soon, I think I have, because I have the haste spell, I could cast haste to go even faster if I wanted, because haste gives me 5% increased movement speed. And because I don't really run out of spell points currently, I can cast haste, which brings my movement speed up currently to 141%,
Arena loom ahead, guarded by a
which is
well-groomed
pretty
bugbear
good.
and a host of trollish enforcers.
Again, standard cap for movement speed is 130. That's usually what you would expect at this point.
The stands eager for the main event.
Things hit harder than you expect. Yes, they also have an effect called brittle armor, where they basically make it so that you take reduced physical resistance rating whenever they hit you, and armor class. So multiple hits means you take more damage. Also, I'm just going to bluff this guy, because I have bluff, because I'm a bard. I don't actually have bluff, but because I have so much charisma, my bluff is at 22. And again, I've done all of this in little over 8 hours at this point. So if you're like, man, how do I get through this? It's not that much video to watch. That's a cool thing. Are there any good melee bard builds? I'd say there are a few. The thing about bard is that they kind of suffer from being a support, which is to say that they're very, very strong, but a lot of their better builds, especially like the melee stats and stuff, the benefit of a bard is that they add buffs to their allies, right? So if you play as a war chanter, which is like one of the melee trees, you do a lot of damage, but you don't do as much as damage as a regular melee. But the benefit is that the war chanter tree adds bonus to your allies' damage, bonus to your allies' damage, bonus to your allies' hit chance, bonus to your allies' double strike, bonus to your allies' percentage of damage and spell critical chance. It adds a ton of effectiveness to your allies. It makes them way stronger. So as a result, you kind of want to be with people when you play as a bard in a lot of cases. Or you do what most people do, which is you use the swashbuckling tree. I would show it, but I don't have it because I'm playing as a bard Stormsinger, and Stormsingers don't have access to the swashbuckler tree because it's that I Stormsing. But the swashbuckling tree gives you crazy one-handed weapon bonuses with light weapons, which is good because crazy bonuses are good. The downside is that the swashbuckler tree in itself is a little old, and it's not as good as it used to be. So, the middle ground is what a lot of people do, is they use swashbuckling. So they have like 3 or levels of bard, and then they play another melee class to get most of their damage sorted, if that makes sense. Also, Null was slain by a non-localized trap at 14. What's a non-localized trap at level 10? What's an instant kill mechanic in a level 10 quest? With that being said, I do have some powerful melee bard builds in my own personal repertoire. So if you do exclamation point builds in the chat, I'll bring up a command that brings you to my build repository. I do have some reasonably powerful melee builds. They're better with a group because obviously all the buffs you give yourself, you also give to all of your allies. But there are some bard builds in there. Bard is one of the classes isn't super strong. No, it's strong as a spellcaster. Trust me. This is a good spellcaster. But as a melee, you definitely want to be like supportive. You do haste displacement and power surge? Yeah. It's good, man. There's a lot of really good... There are a lot of very good bard builds and bard multi-classes out there. Like, especially just War Chanter. Now that War Chanter... I wanted to try this. You have the Imbue, which adds ice damage on all your attacks, or cold damage, and then you get extra cold damage, extra cold damage, extra cold damage, extra cold damage, so it's actually, like, a lot of damage. And then you have Frozen Fury, where you use a two-handed weapon. With a two-handed weapon, you get Strike Through, so you can freeze multiple targets at the same time. So you just put a bunch of strength in, and then, like, hit everybody with your Frozen Fury. It's great. I love it. Big fan. It works well. Again, the only downside is it's just not as much damage. Left and right. Yeah. I don't know what this one was though.
It's time for an all-out
Oh, dang it.
Fresh fighters from all 4 teams have armed
so type in
themselves
chat.
for battle. Their horns are sharpened and their weapons are drawn. Our brave fighters are entering the arena. The battle
I don't know what a non-localized trap is at 14. Oh well. That might have been somebody falling off of the mountain. Now that I think about it, that may have been somebody falling off of the Restless Isles. I think that's a non-localized trap.
The Stormreach team has spilled a sea of blood today, but it is not yet.
I believe that is also a non-localized trap. That was an Amber Temple? That was Amber Temple is a non-localized trap?
With the strength and cruelty to avenge the
what?
heroes of Tharashkarina.
Use a water weapon and do the build again? Yeah. Heroic green steel is a little bit tedious to come by because you have to like... Actually, you don't even need to do Shroud. I guess you can buy all the materials. I think you just need the power cells.
Your enemies lie scattered and broken at your feet. Now is your chance to seize the axe.
Wouldn't the head be for Amber? The head? What head? I'm not sure. What's up to spend in this stream? 26. Remember's fine for shame. I just don't see them all. That's a club right there. That's actually a pretty good one too. I will take it. Shoots you when you run in the background, I think they mean. Oh, the Amber Temple, the stairs. Is that a non-localized trap? Oh, shit. Yeah, the stairs. Oh, I forgot. That is a thing that kills you. Right. I knew that was something that gets you. I just forgot that that's what that was. For here, I'm going to be buying something out of the DDO store. It's called a Beholder, Anti-Beholder Crystal. By purchasing it, I can have it in my inventory and on my character. By having it on my character, it means that Beholders can't hurt me with their eye beams. This is important because Beholders can hurt me with their eye beams. I don't think I will even need it or use a single charge, but I'm going to put it here for suspense. This basically means you can't die to a Beholder unless it runs out. And I have no intention of dying to a Beholder today. I'm so confident I'm going to put on all of my buffs. It's not even going to turn to hit me. It should die before it can turn around. So it shouldn't even be able to eye beam me.
A beholder roars.
Delay, cast the spell so it gets stunned where it is, and it's dead. If you're not in front of it, it doesn't hit you with anything. So I got 0 uses of this. So it might have been a waste of money, but as a precaution, I did it. The reason why I bought the Beholder Crystal, it was 50 DDO points. I have done 897 favor, which is 200. So I have spent 1/4 of the DDO points I've earned on this character so far, but I didn't die, which is good. Monster, monster, die. There could be a trap right here. I'm gonna put on my shield before I run through and jump. I did not die. Good. I'm gonna go up here. There could be a trap here. There is. There could be a force trap. Force trap dangerous. Jump. There is a force trap. This will not kill me if it hits me one time. It will kill me if it hits me more than one time. So I need to be careful about that. Do we got enough deaths to make a clip video? I have only died once. I've just gotten multiple characters to the level cap. I have 2 level 32s, a level 30, and I'm pretty sure this character's got no worries getting all the way up to the cap. Also, this is a shorter hardcore season. Aren't those last 2 traps guaranteed? No, the force trap isn't always there. You don't have to fight this guy, but I have cold spells, so I'm going to fight this guy. Now I get the key. By getting the key, it means I don't have to wait and kill all of the methods here, which is what you usually do. Yeah, all the traps in here are in the maze are random.
Won't be causing you any more trouble.
This series, is this going to be on YouTube? Yes. So important note, Solo Fighter is still going, or like is being uploaded, so it's almost done. The Solo Bard is probably going to be half at most of the time.
Quest received.
By feather falling over this, I don't have to fight the Beholder down there, so I can go towards this area without having to fight any Beholders, and I can pull my hireling to me. The spiders here do charisma damage, which is annoying. So I just want to, when possible, stun them so they can go down. Kind of keep them all dead. Because if they're stunned, they don't phase. If they are not stunned, they phase constantly, which is very annoying. And all you get is the words, invalid target, invalid target. Even the AI companion that I have is unable to target the spiders because of how quickly they phase in and out of the universe. I hate phase spiders. Seems like you hit them all. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, but that's the point. You're going for, top score. But yeah, dude, 100% Blucka. I have more content coming for you. I posted the benefit of the solo whatever series is because it's a long form content and I can produce it much faster than, like, it's just chopping up the live stream, basically. I'm going to Dimension Door here because Dimension Door means I can skip the Beholder. I'm going to show you how to skip another Beholder as well. But it means that I can have these basically upload independent of my regular upload schedule, so I can get closer to the 7-day-a-week upload schedule that most gaming content creators have. It's hard to have a 7-day-a-week upload schedule while also trying to stream like 9 to 10 hours a day without, doing it all myself, but hey, we do it. So by the way, I don't know if you noticed what I just did, because I didn't talk about it, but right here, if you go down along here and come up, instead of going around the corner, this corner is what triggers the Beholder. So you just go down here and you don't trigger the Beholder. Beholders can't skip their own legs. True. Also, you don't have to fight the oozes here. Go to the ladder and it disappears. Have feather falling so you can come along the outside here. Climb up this, climb up that, walk up on top of this rock here. Don't slip and fall down like a moron. Go around, climb back up. Slowly slip and slide your way up here. 2 for 2, man. When I'm not recording anything, I do this every time. Whatever. You don't even need to be that high up. I'm being a drama queen. Anyway, just climb up, jump on this thing, and you're free. You're done.
Forceful winds threaten to send you off into the ether.
I've had Hireling triggering the Beholders going that way around the pillars. Yep, that is exactly where my Hireling is standing in the middle, patiently waiting for me to show up. Good Hireling usage by telling your Hirelings to stand all the time and stand still is very important. This boss has a whole heapin' helping of lightning damage. So if you don't have lightning resistance or lightning absorption, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So have a way to deal with the chain lightnings that they pump out. And I am capped. Almost. I am 2,000 XP away. So I'm going to level up. Level 11. Oh, yeah. Level 11 is not very important for Bard. I don't get any cool powers. I don't get any new spells. I mean, I get, like, added spells to my spell list, but it doesn't really matter for me. Level 12 is very big. Level 11 is very mid. Because at 12, I will get access to Spell Song Vigor, which is basically a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to maintaining my spell points. Once I have this, I won't need to do any spell point management. I will grab Spell Song Vigor, I will grab Horn of Thunder, and then I will start investing more heavily into the Stormsinger tree to pick up some more damage and other things. As well as the mana and other things. I'm not going to be picking up the Prodigy here, because I just don't care. It's not really relevant for me. It's like, oh, enchantment DCs, but I don't need enchantment DCs when I can kill every monster instantaneously. Enchantment DCs are nice, and they are good. I think that if you are watching this, you should probably take it, because you can use it with Old Monster Mass, which is an amazing spell and one of the best crowd controls in the entire video game. But I'm going to play too aggressively and just kind of ignore that. Oh boy. I'm going to take Shout. So I have 2 of them now. 5 points to spend. So I'm going to grab Charisma. Spell Pen when I inspire. By the way, there's no reason to take Spell Pen here, because this is Spell Pen for yourself, and this is Spell Pen when you inspire somebody. but you can inspire yourself. So if you take this, it only works on you. If you take this, it works on you and other people. There's no reason to ever take just spell penetration, ever. Please don't do that. And I'm going to bank the rest of the points, so I can take Music of the Makers at 12 and this. What build is this? This is Solo Stormsinger. I'm playing a Stormsinger by myself. I'm a Tiefling Scoundrel because I liked the sound of the fiddle as you go boop, 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 boop. I like this.